I can't help myself, I don't want nobody else to ever love me. Girl, you are my shining star, my God, my love fantasy. And I mean it, hour, day or night, like I don't love you. You're at the top of my list, cause I'm always thinking of you. I still remember in the day when I was scared to touch you. I lost my daydreaming, planning how to say I love you. You must have known that I had feelings deep enough to swim in. That's when you opened up your heart and you told me to love it. Oh, my love. You were taking me back to the old school. 1,000 kisses from you and never too much. And baby, all my love to you, girl. I just don't wanna stop. Oh, my love. Dancing your heart is never too much. Oh, baby, never y'all know what I'm talking about, never too much. And I just don't wanna too much, never too much, never too much, never too much. Somebody make some noise out there. I wanna feel you up here. Come on. Yeah, yeah. I woke up today to get your picture just to get me started. Girl, I called you up, but you weren't there, and I was broken hearted. I hung up the phone and prayed about something negative. Opened the door to my sleep Monday when you started. Oh, you supposed to work to the side of another. I'd rather be with you, cause you made my heart scream in my love. Love is a gamble, and I'm so glad that I am with you. We come a long way, and it leads us to the beginning of my love. Oh, baby, I want to you. 1,000 kisses from you and never too much. And baby, taking you back, yeah, we're taking you back. I just don't wanna stop. Oh, my love. That's in your heart is never too late. Hey, I just don't wanna too much, never too much, never too much.
Hello there. So you found your way to Wonderland.
If I were the love for a white lady, I'd ask the man.
Really, I didn't think that.
But that's the point. If you don't think, you shouldn't talk.
Down the rabbit hole with idiots.
Well, hello, warning. Oh, well, hang on. Put the slide back up so I can read the warning. Come on. We're an organized show here, for crying out loud. Warning, the views expressed on this show are not those of Disneyland or any of its affiliated companies. This is a talk show that does not represent any single other organization or club. These are idiots talking about stupid. I have to edit myself because this is going out over my my own personal page. So talking about stupid crap. If you're under the age of 18, tune the heck out. Hell. Okay, whatever. All right. Steph, is your microphone on? Hold on.
Nope.
Oh, there you go. Hold on.
There I am.
So, how's everybody doing tonight?
Hello.
Hello. Who's all here tonight?
Tom's here.
Tom's here.
Missy's here.
Missy's here. Why is everybody's mics real low? Hold on.
Me, Stefan.
Me, Stefan?
Yeah, me, Stefan.
Me,
Stefan.
Yeah. First name me, last name Stefan.
And I am Jake. And I'll tell you what, I'm not feeling too hot. So, Missy, take it away. Go.
Okay. Good night, guys.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to go get shit faced. Fuck these guys.
No, I don't know if it's that time of the year or what, but I'll tell you what, man. Last night, the wind was blowing up where we live, as we live in the windy capital of the world, the high desert. And And the horse neighbors that have all their dried horse shit all over and all the other 5-acre lots, it starts blowing up around at night, and then you actually have like decomposed dry horse shit blowing into your house.
That's awesome.
That's the kind of situation that I'm talking about. And
I bet your plants are probably doing great though.
Yeah, but apparently I'm allergic to horse shit. Who would have thought?
How have you made it this long?
Well, I try to. I've had a strong record of trying to avoid it.
Steph, are you kidding me? You're talking about the guy who survived rheumatic fever.
So yesterday,
in Hawaii.
So yesterday it was super, super windy. And we try to keep the windows open as much as we can to let some fresh air in.
And lots of horse shit.
A big dust storm came and dusted the whole house in like matter of seconds.
And it's literally horse shit. It really. You guys think I'm joking, but we've got all of our neighbors have a bunch of horses, and there's a bunch of horse shit everywhere, and it's all dry and flaky. And when the wind kicks up, it is literally horse shit flying around.
So I'm not joking. Thing about that is regular dust itself is just like dead skin cells and old hair.
Well, this is
like
dead ass cells.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're just mixing that all up in a nice petri dish inside your house.
Yeah.
So we're all
no wonder why you
stuffed
get
up,
sick.
head coldy.
So I think what you guys got to do is take massive poops in your yard and just get the wind to blow the other way and treat them back with human shit.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I see that the depth of this show is starting off on the lower half of the spectrum.
Yes.
But the funny thing is, and it's not really funny, but I saw a doctor talking the other day that he said in downtown LA, in the homeless communities, leprosy is starting to break out.
I glanced across that.
I did see that today.
That's scary.
Somewhere.
Really?
Lepers
I
are
happened
back.
to come across that same article.
Lepers are back.
Lepers are back.
Who would have thought?
Lepers are back.
Is this in that like what are we talking
If
about?
you
Skid
believe in
Row
the Bible,
area?
if anybody believes in the Bible, then
Yeah, well, I was
This
going to
is
say,
it.
when that shit comes back, does that mean we're on the final road?
this is it.
Yeah.
End of times.
I don't know.
Zombie apocalypse.
I don't know.
I
But
can't wait for that shit.
I think the zombie apocalypse, and somebody posted it today, I saw on one of the pages, that the zombie apocalypse is actually just going to be leper, meth head, homeless people.
Well,
we can't kill them though.
why
You
can't
can't kill
not?
zombies.
Why not?
they will look like zombies?
You going to take a group hug from somebody with leprosy?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, come on. I think all this envisioning of zombie apocalypse, it's actually going to be
that's what it is.
leper, meth head,
That's hard.
And they will chase you.
I want real zombies.
You want real zombies?
I don't
Yeah,
want any of them.
Yeah, but if they're
Like back from the
they're
dead,
lepers and meth
headshots.
heads, they're gonna look like zombies.
No, I don't want any of it. That all scary. All of it.
No, I'm ready for it.
Hey,
The zombie apocalypse.
No.
Fuck yeah.
Y'all
Well,
crazy.
you know that there's been those
Mhm.
those studies that have been going around with these like deer and wild deer that are getting infected with some fungus and they start turning into like a zombie.
Have you ever seen
Type
those
being?
things?
No.
Yeah, zombie
Dude,
deer.
they look like they look like
I
zombies.
never seen one.
It's creepy as
Well,
shit.
there's zombie deer.
Well, but I'm saying if it can happen to a deer,
It
can happen to a human.
It's only a matter of time.
it's just a matter of time that
All
we're
right.
going to do in the real zombie
Who's
apocalypse.
behind the keyboard back there? Can we get a picture of a zombie deer?
The government needs to
on the
hurry the
screen.
fuck up then, since they're making everything else. They
And
need
then
to
there
hurry
was
up
that
with the
weird
zombie-
zombie slug. I know we've talked about this before. There
Oh
was like-
yeah, we
the
saw
zombie
that last
slug.
week.
and it had like it had some kind of
Colors.
parasite in it, and
like
it looked like it
pulsating
was like
colors.
the thing looked like it was like mutating.
Ew.
Super dope.
Scary.
And I'll tell you what, me and Missy went and saw a movie yesterday. What did we see, Miss?
Hustlers. It was good.
Was it good?
It was good. But let me tell
Hustlers.
you.
That's what J Lo's a stripper, right?
Yeah. Let
it
me
was
tell you.
fake as fuck.
Well, J Lo's a stripper. How bad can it be?
No, that part was absolutely fine.
Oh, okay.
She's
But these
Fucking
were the
beautiful.
these were
Like,
the
she
these were the
legit is.
cleanest, wholesome,
looking.
family value strippers you ever
Oh, so
seen
it
in your
wasn't like
life.
San Bernardino.
What the? What are we getting?
That
Photoshop
is not
zombie?
it.
No,
Get
that's
outta
not it.
here.
We don't
That
want the
is not
photoshopped
it.
ones.
That's a zombie
Um,
deer. That's pretty funny.
No, honestly, it was good. The
Well,
only
it's ba-
thing
it's
that was
based on a
not
true story, right?
unbelievable was that the freaking strippers were hot. Like, that's never the case.
Yeah, that
At least
happens.
not here.
Depends on where you go.
Around here,
Well, look at where here is.
okay, well,
You gonna find hot strippers in Norco?
maybe.
First, there has to be hot people available in that town. And when you think
I'm just
Norco,
saying.
you
know,
don't
but
really think
at,
hot
at
girls.
one time there was some poll that came out that the Inland Empire was rated number 2 in the nation for the
For the hottest
chicks.
strippers.
And
hottest
it was
strippers?
Hottest chicks, not strippers.
Same thing.
Chicks. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, because they're probably basing it on the bro
No, hold on. In fact, if somebody Googles this, you can find it. But there was a poll that came out, and the Inland Empire was number 2 for the hottest women in America.
In the IE.
In the Inland Empire, yes.
Yeah, they must all live in.
But you know what I think it was? I think it was all this broho fashion thing that is popular to the Inland Empire.
That's what I just said.
It was
so
all
in
the
other words,
brohos.
it was a tainted test then, right?
No,
like
it was just
who like I'm saying, like where did they take the who did they ask the questions to? People who lived in the Inland Empire?
I don't know. Somebody have to bring up the article.
I just
what was that, Nathan?
Zombie deer's right.
Oh, you got a picture of a zombie deer? Okay, go ahead and pop that up.
Well, that's not really zombie looking. Just
Look
got
at
some.
those-
Really?
Yeah, look at
The
that
kind,
shit.
it kind
It's just
is.
the ears.
No, but there's way worse ones.
No, it's antlers. Those are
Oh.
his antlers.
Jeffrey, what are you eating? Mr. I just went back on keto. That does not look
Whatever
keto
he's eating
approved.
has a tortilla around it, and I guarantee you it's not keto.
Yes. It's
Hey,
jammed
there's
with
tortilla
beans.
keto.
Yeah, not that come in a paper around the tortilla that
Not
came
a
from a
yellow
fast food
paper,
place.
not a yellow paper.
Exactly.
With 8 pounds of beans in the center of it.
I can tell you what he's eating right now. He's eating a Miguel's burrito. Right, Jeff?
Ooh.
Is that Miguel's?
I don't know. He just gave it to me.
It's
You
Miguel's.
don't know.
It's Miguel.
Now, does your wife know that you're down here
Oh,
cheating
you
on your
guys are
keto diet?
fucked up. They straight dry snitched on you.
Well, I'm Tekashi 6ix9ine over here. What are you doing too?
Just put you on blast.
No,
like that.
Jeff. Does your wife know that you come down here and you hide behind the camera and you cheat on your keto diet?
I haven't been on the keto diet. I started back again today and I fucked up.
He lasted 20 minutes. You know
Day.
what? Do they give you a chip for going 20 minutes on the keto diet?
I hope so.
That you
Oh my
survived
gosh,
20
that
minutes?
is
It's
so
like
funny.
I have been clean for 12 minutes.
I need to jump back on. I really do.
What, back on the keto?
Yeah.
Well,
So I packed Jake a lunch again this weekend, right?
Yeah.
And I tell him, like, is this enough food for you to get through until you come home tomorrow? He's like, oh yeah, that's plenty. So he's sitting in his trailer, right? He's
45 minutes
what
tops.
He's like, what'd you pack me? And I told him what I packed him. He's like, yeah, I ate that. Is there anything else in there?
No, tell him what you packed me, because you packed me like I'm going to preschool.
I packed you.
Go tell him. Except I don't get zingers. If you're gonna pack me like I'm going to preschool, I could really use some zingers. Because what did you pack me, babe?
What the hell did you get
I packed
zingers in
you-
preschool, man? What kind
First of all, how long was this supposed to last? The food?
A day and a half.
Okay, now let's-
Not even a day and a
All right,
halk.
let's get-
one
let's-
day.
let's
One
get-
day.
Let's get the
Break down the
ration
list.
back
One day.
breakdown.
It's supposed to last from 2 p.m. on
No, it's
Saturday. You're not even. I didn't even give a timeline.
Yeah,
You're saying
because
no,
2
it's not.
p.m.'s wrong. You're still
It's
at home
supposed-
at 2 p.m.
Okay, it's supposed to last from about 3 p.m. on Saturday. Okay, well then what time?
You're still home at that time.
What time did I leave?
Like 3:30 or 4.
Okay, from 3:30 p.m.
But you just ate before that.
All right, so
It
what
doesn't
time, what time
matter.
do you
The
get to
lunch is
work?
just let me say the
Okay,
lunch
go
is
ahead.
supposed to last from 3:30 p.m. on Saturday till about 9:30, 10 p.m. Sunday night.
Okay, it's a day and a half.
Okay, day and a half. Now, what did you pack me, miss?
I packed you 2 Lunchables
2 Lunchables.
with cookies.
Okay.
The Lunchables
gave-
had cookies or in
Yeah,
addition? Okay.
No, it had it. I gave him 2 apples, a thing of peaches, a
One of the little
soda,
cups, a little peach cup.
a
Okay, because when you
protein
say a
drink.
thing, that could be like a whole 10 big
No.
fucking
No,
tin can.
just one of the little single serve
The
preschool
little, like,
ones.
to go.
Yeah.
a 20-gram protein drink,
That was melon.
4
flavored.
waters.
4
You
waters.
didn't even drink it.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
2 string cheese, and like a bag of something else, like
What was
chips
the
or
bag
something
of-
like that.
Of Cheez-Its, a little self-serve size.
It's not
personal
a little
size.
bag. It's not.
It is the personal size bag of Cheez-Its. Okay, so 2 Lunchables and some Cheez-Its. Is that going to last you a day and a
Well,
half?
I
still?
gotta say,
story
based
right
on this
there.
breakdown of goodies,
It would have took me.
I wouldn't have made it a day and a half on that shit.
No, I think it would have took me to the end of the
you.
night.
Okay, no,
But
mind
tomorrow
you,
I would've needed
no,
more.
because
Yeah.
mind you, right before he left, he had a giant ass breakfast burrito
Oh. You
at
left
like
that-
noon.
Before I left.
At noon, that should carry you for like 4 hours at least.
Well, that means he's
Yeah, but
eating
I'm
right
still
when
going
he
for
leaves.
a day and a half.
Oh
Yeah, but
wait, but what else did you eat? After the lunch I packed you, sir.
I stopped and I got a pastrami burger.
And
Norco burger.
And that
zucchini.
night, after all the food that you ate in one sitting in like 2 hours, what did you order at the club?
I don't recall.
Chicken tenders.
Oh,
that is a lot of fucking food in half a day.
That was on Friday night.
No,
that wasn't Saturday night.
No,
that was Friday.
No, it wasn't.
That was Friday.
No, it wasn't.
That was Friday.
No,
that was Friday when I didn't bring a lunch.
No, because I said, did you eat your peaches? And you're like, no, I went inside and I ordered chicken tenders. That was Saturday.
Dude, that's a lot of food.
It was two Lunchables.
No, I'm talking about the
2 Lunchables, cookies, peaches, 2 string cheese, a bag of Cheez-Its, a protein drink, a soda, 4 waters. Oh, however big the chicken tenders meal was.
That was on Friday.
It was Saturday. I couldn't even text. I'll show the text. I'll send them the text.
Okay. Well, how did we even get on this conversation?
That was on Saturday. Because you say that you don't eat, and that's like,
I don't say that I don't. I don't even know how we got on this conversation.
Somebody in the comments said she packed them snacks like he was going to vacation Bible studies for the afternoon.
He does. He does go to vacation Bible studies in the afternoon.
Was this pretty much?
And he legit had chicken tenders and fries on top of all of the junk that I packed him.
I would have made it
and then had a freaking pastrami burger that next morning.
I for sure would have made it through the first day with what you packed. I could have made it through. I could have made it through day one. But Sunday, I would have needed food.
Yes,
for sure.
And I normally don't pack him for Sunday because he'll normally get fast food on Sunday. You want food so you don't have to leave the club to get food because you don't have time. That's what I pack you for, not for you to eat all of that plus order food at the club.
That would make sense why your redness
and the thing is when I'm out there eating my Lunchables at fucking 4:00 in the morning, all day long I've got texts where I'm going to dinner with my dad. We're going to a buffet. Oh my God, they had so much. You eat like 20 meals while I'm gone for that day. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you did it this weekend. You didn't this weekend. You're just
jealous that I actually stop and eat.
Yeah, but you go and eat like all you can eat sushi and
I don't
buffets
pay for it. My dad does. Of course, I'm gonna go. You think I'm gonna say no?
How are you gonna knock all you can eat crab legs? Who's gonna turn that down?
Surely not me.
I don't even know what the point of this conversation was, honestly.
As my stomach now shows, I don't turn down food very often.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, Tom, did you do anything exciting? Does Rachel pack you a lunch?
I don't go anywhere for that long.
You don't take a lunch with yourself to work? What do you do for lunch?
Oh, yeah, I bring stuff from here, but she'll put stuff together for me if she knows I need to, if I'm rushing around in the morning.
Does she give you a Lunchable with cookies?
Hey, you know what? I only started packing you Lunchables because when I was packing you sandwiches, they were staying.
I'm talking to Tom over here.
They were staying in your lunch pail, and then they would stay in there for a week.
I'm not even talking. I'm talking about what Tom takes for. I'm just having a nice civil.
So I don't make you sandwiches.
I'm just having a nice civil conversation with.
This is not civil anymore.
I'm just talking to Tom. No, I'm just talking to Tom about what he takes to work for lunch.
So you don't get, dude. You leave your sandwiches in your lunch pail for a week.
He'll bitch and say you don't fucking pack me shit.
Can I have a conversation with my buddy Tom over here?
Me and Tom are talking. So Tom, this is what happens. He'll say, well, you don't fucking pack me a lunch. So I'll pack him like 2 or 3 sandwiches.
That's not true. I don't swear.
And then guess what happens?
They don't get eaten.
They don't get eaten. Or he'll say, oh, I left it in the car.
You know why? You know why? You know why the sandwich didn't get eaten? Because you made me a Nutella banana sandwich that has a shelf life of about 30 minutes.
No, it didn't.
The sandwich that didn't get eaten was a Nutella banana sandwich. And you cannot just carry around a Nutella banana sandwich for 24 hours and eat it later. You can't with Nutella and banana.
And it wasn't even
makes the bread soggy.
It wasn't even
It looks like a homeless person's tampon when you pull it out 12 hours later.
You're disgusting. And it wasn't.
Fortunately,
the bananas go brown. The Nutella's brown. You cannot.
I don't even have bananas in the house.
Well, the sandwich you're talking about was a Nutella banana sandwich, and those you can't store those. Those are made to be eaten right away.
Can we go back to the fact that you said a homeless person's tampon is what a banana and Nutella sandwich looks like after it's been Like that was your first reference?
It doesn't smell good, Jose. Yeah. It smells awful because he leaves it in there and leaves it in his car.
Is he trying to get like zombie sandwiches?
Right there in the comments. Put up that comment from Jose that says bananas turn shit brown in 5 minutes. Laughing my ass off. See, that is the problem with a Nutella banana sandwich.
The banana Nutella sandwich you ate on the way to the freaking club.
You gave me 2.
No, was not 2. The other one was a ham and cheese sandwich.
Yeah, and you doubled the cheese.
That's a bad thing. Extra cheese.
What's the matter with the cheese?
Because then it gets the bread soggy. I don't know.
Extra cheese.
Why are we even on this conversation?
Can't even win with him.
Cheese.
Why are we not even? I thought we were talking about the movie with the strippers, and all of a sudden we're talking about a Nutella banana sandwich.
That's you who brought up the banana Nutella sandwich that you ate.
Shit. So,
anyways, Tom, when Rachel packs you a lunch, what does she pack you? Since we can carry on a conversation with somebody else on this panel that's not being vicious. You're so mad your glasses are starting to fog.
Someone else could pack you a lunch.
I knew that was coming.
Dude, you're going to get
I knew it was
lunch.
only a matter of time.
You're going to get like the ghetto Lunchables.
He's going to fuck himself. No, you know what he's going to get? More Nutella and banana sandwiches. Apparently, if they're staying in there for a
seriously,
week.
What do you do for lunch, Tom?
I just bring stuff. Like I just grab, like I usually keep like lunch meat and stuff in the
But you grab it yourself?
If unless I'm running late, I'll call downstairs and just have her like.
But you do it
for the most part, yeah. I'll just grab shit but I don't bring a whole lot of stuff because I drive up. It's only right down the street, and then I have stuff. Usually, I'll keep stuff in my office too to keep me kind of at bay throughout the day.
Oh, and you had 3 or 4 granola bars in there too.
I had 2, and I ate those. I wasn't even complaining about my lunch. Did I start this by complaining?
Yes, you do complain, saying that it's not enough.
2 Lunchables isn't enough.
It's not just Lunchables in your lunch pail. Show them how big your fucking lunch pail is, and it's always
full of beer right now.
Oh, that thing right there is your lunch pail?
That's his lunch pail, Tom. Show the crowd his fucking lunch pail.
Hey, let's not.
No, we're showing the fucking crowd your lunch pail.
There is no crowd. Just leave them alone.
I'm still laughing at crowd.
Cry. Yeah, right.
Look at this thing.
Well, you know.
You know how many beers it holds?
24.
It hides my head.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So that is full with food when he leaves on Saturday.
Okay. Anyways, can we continue on with a show that we don't have planned, but to get into something?
So back to Hustlers. Was it good? It was.
Oh,
good?
Hustlers. Hustlers. It was good, but it was like the whitewashed version of Strippers.
But it's based on a true story, though, right?
Allegedly, it's based on a scenario that went down at Scores in New York.
In New York, right?
Yeah,
involving like Wall Street guys.
Yeah, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but I mean, they had a scam going on where basically they would just drug high-end Wall Street guys and just get them. Where they put them in ketamine, and
horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, horse tranquilizer, ketamine, and something else.
Dude, that sounds like a Tuesday for Cardi B.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The only stripper in that movie that looked authentic and acted authentic was Cardi B.
Well, because she's a stripper.
Well, I mean, she had it down.
That's what she did before.
Yeah, apparently she was nervous about giving J-Lo a lap dance.
Was she?
I guess so.
Dude, you know J-Lo's gonna be 50 this year. 50.
Yeah, and on the big screen, you can tell the age is starting to creep in. I'm not saying she's hit the wall yet, but she's getting really goddamn close.
Is she really?
I've only seen the cracks are starting to show.
She looks pretty good in the fucking commercials.
No, she looks good. Her body is in really good shape, but the face is starting to get those little fine wrinkles everywhere. You can tell that she's closing in at high speed on that wall, and she's
one more
hit
engagement, hard. she'll hit hard.
I think she's had like 4 marriages, right?
What's up, Jeff?
6.
How about Jennifer Tilly turning 61 yesterday?
I saw that Jennifer Tilly is 61, and that's somebody that does not look 61 at all. Not Jennifer Tilly. No.
I always loved her voice. It was so hot to me.
Her voice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jennifer Tilly?
I remember her all the way back
Demi Moore, that whole fucking raspy thing. I don't know.
I remember her all the way back to Moving Violations.
Yeah, my favorite movie from her was Bound.
Bound, yeah.
What was Bound? I don't remember Bound.
She was she was dating like a mobster, and she fell in love with her neighbor. What's her name?
Gina Gershon.
Yeah, Gina Gershon.
Oh, Gina Gershon.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Gina Gershon.
and they ended up getting into a relationship.
Who also is very hot.
She was very hot. I think she did hit the wall. Like the airbags went off. She crash test dummied the shit out of it. I think she's done.
Great. Nah, what's the most recent movie I've seen her in? She still looks great.
Did she?
God, I'm scared.
Yeah, some TV show or some movie or something like over the last year or so. I saw her in something.
There's a bunch of infomercials. That's what I see her in now.
Does she? All right.
Yeah,
Well.
she could still get it.
Yeah. So anyway, the Hustlers movie, it was good. It was just too. I mean, I'm not an expert on. I've never been one that really was inspired to go to strip clubs, but I've been around strip clubs. I mean, I did sound for one club that had a strip club attached to it, and I knew all the strippers and stuff. But I've never been one to really want to go to strip clubs. It's never been my thing.
Yeah, that was Rachel's first strip club, Angels.
It was
in Corona.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. With the strippers with the stretch marks that you can play the spoons on. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
It's like, Rachel, you've never been to a strip club. We're going to take you to this one.
Yeah. Get you. Yeah. If you're into C-section scars, we got the spot for you. Yeah.
Never been a big fan of, like, I had a few friends that became strippers and like we would be there, but I never saw the logic of spending $50 to just walk away with blue balls.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. It never was my thing either. So, but there's dudes that are totally in it, man. They'll go in there and drop a couple grand at a strip club on lap dances and shit. And I just never understood that.
If you go in and drop a couple grand in a strip club, you don't care about a couple grand.
Well, that's true. I guess you got money to blow.
Yeah, it's not about the money. And if you go drop a couple grand in a strip club, you're probably fucking something.
No, that's true too.
Just saying.
Charles said,
$500, $600, $700
Charles in the comments, he said Angels has good wings. Can you confirm?
Well, until it burnt down, yeah.
Oh, it's not there anymore?
No, it's not there anymore. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone the way of the retired stripper.
So both of them, like both the
whole building burnt down.
Yeah, first they sold the building out, and then it sat there vacant for a little while. Some construction company bought it, and then it burned down. So that was, and for those of you who don't know, that we're talking about we're talking about a strip club that was in Corona, California, Southern California. So, but anyways, we are streaming live on Podbean. A couple people have asked me before, how can we listen to the show just audio only live while we're doing other things on our computer? And Podbean is definitely the way to do that. And we're live up there tonight. Podbean, it's an app on your phone. And
is that the one that had Us and God?
Us and yes. It was just released. It was just released this way that you could stream live on Podbean. And it was us and a bunch of ultra religious shows that were the first ones to test it out. So because we were on the list of the upcoming live shows, I saw a lot of Seventh-day Adventists started liking our show. So if you're out there in your Seventh-day Adventists,
welcome. and we're sorry.
And if you're still here and you're a Seventh-day Adventist,
welcome.
We love Jesus too.
Yep. If you're here and you're in one of those groups, you better buckle up.
Find Coach Dave.
Oh yeah,
Coach
dude, we
Dave.
Gotta get Coach Dave back on, man.
Let me know so I can not be here that day.
That guy was such a train wreck, man.
In the comments, are asking about Angels. Wasn't that place on John Taffert's Bar Rescue? And yes, it was. It was one of the first.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It was.
No kidding.
It was. Yeah, I don't know what they rescued it from because it it was one of the early ones where the budget was weak. You know what I mean?
Like really weak.
So basically, they were the pilot.
Yeah, all they could afford to do is just get the strippers new pasties, and that was about it. Branding pasties. I think
because the ceiling was still caving in.
Yeah, the ceiling was still caving in. Yeah, it was not a high class establishment.
What was the place that was next to Angels? What was the club?
Rax.
That's where we saw. What the hell did we see when we went there? It was a Kiss cover band.
Oh yeah, probably. They had a lot of shows over there, and that
was my living room.
I was doing a lot of for those of you who don't understand, this we're talking about a strip club, but it's actually this really huge building. And what it was one side, separate entrance and everything, was a sports bar that was called Rax, and they had some live concerts and everything like that. But it was in the same building, but on the other side, it was Angel Strip Club. So it was two different businesses. Well, same owner, two different businesses, two different entrances, and so I worked a lot at Rax, but at the same time, when you're working at Rax next door, same owner, they got problems over here, problems over there, and you get called over. So you kind of had to bounce back and forth between the.
Dude, it was legit like Goodfellas style. Like we went over to Angels through like the kitchen.
Yeah.
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 Straight New York City.
It was like my living room.
Yeah.
during
the strip club or the racks?
Racks.
But I'll tell you, the few times that we went with you guys, nobody ever bothered us.
No.
Nobody bothered us.
Yeah, who's gonna fuck with your strip club? Nobody even wants to be seen there.
Yeah, nobody bothered us. We just did our thing.
You don't want to be that guy. Like, didn't I see you at the strip club at Angels over there the other day?
Well,
no, that wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Yeah,
my twin brother.
But you always had some great like people watching there.
Oh hell yeah! And then in the like when it closed in the parking lot, that's when it was like.
Dude, there was this one time
that happens at any bar.
Yeah.
There was this one time that this guy, he was like a walking shepherd.
Oh, yeah, let me tell the story.
Wizard.
So we're at this real crappy dive bar one night, and people were leaving and coming back in and asking security, "Hey, there's a wizard in the parking lot." And
he had a staff and everything.
No. So the guy came in for a little bit, and he kind of just floated around. I don't even know if he had legs, but he had the fucking long Jedi robe, and he had a staff, and he had a hood, the whole 9 yards, and a long beard. And he just kind of roamed through the bar like the Grim Reaper, real slowly with his staff.
It was not Halloween, right?
No, it was not Halloween. Then he left. And so apparently he was freaking people out in the parking lot because he would just stand there with his staff and he'd get down on one knee and he would like put his hand out like this. And people were really freaking the fuck out.
I'd want to hang out with that guy. I'd have to hear the story.
So I'm there late because I had a concert there or something that night. So I had a big sound system and stuff. So I'm getting ready to leave, and we know that this total fruitcake is out in the parking lot. Is Gandalf self.
Hey man, he's got a story.
The dark side.
But doesn't speak English very well.
Yeah, so Missy's walking out. She's like, "Oh my God, he's over there! He's over there!" And where she starts taking the real little steps because she's freaking scared. So we go and get to the car, and Missy's like, "Go out the back, go out the back, go out the back." And I'm like, "No, we gotta." So I pull up towards this guy.
What's he gonna do?
Well, he's not gonna do anything. He's a wizard.
He might know some kind of old, archaic Sumerian kung fu or some crazy shit.
So I pull up, and this guy's in the parking lot, and when my headlights come upon the guy, he plants his staff, he goes down to one knee, and he gives me this whole Pokemon move where he just puts out his hand towards my car. And so I just kind of stop, and then and I'm about I don't know 10 feet in front of him or something like that. And so I just stop there, and then I roll down my window. Missy's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop! Leave him alone! What are you doing?" And I roll down my window. And the guy is frozen. He's frozen in this pose, right? And so I roll down the window. I'm all, "Hey, sir, is there a good place around here to get some food this time of night?" And he just stays like this.
7-Eleven.
He stayed right in character.
He just stays right in character. And he was mumbling some stuff. So I'm trying to talk to him, and he's over there like, you know what I mean? And so I say, "Sir, excuse me. Do you know any place that's open to get some food right now?" And it probably took like 2 minutes of me asking this guy.
Why did you ask him?
It was like
though?
5 minutes.
Because
it wasn't
I'm just
even
messing
2
with
minutes.
the guy. So the guy's zoned out. He's looking at me cross-eyed. He's all in his like satanic pose or whatever the hell he's doing. And then finally, I kept asking him, and he finally broke down. And he's looking at me like this, and he goes, "Norm's is open."
He just gave up. He finally gave up.
Yeah, he gave up.
He
gave
broke
up.
character.
And I don't think there was no curse put on me or anything like that. So I think we were okay.
I don't know. You did get rheumatoid fever, so.
Well, yeah, that I did get a third world disease, but that was later. What are you telling me, Jeff? Jeff's trying to tell me something. But I don't know what it is.
It's on Podbean.
Huh? They can't hear us on Podbean?
I just went on there. Can't hear us.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Well, then.
But you're in it?
Well, I'm in it, but I'm not going to mess with it. That's for sure. Well, it was all fun and games, but I guess it didn't work out. Input. Oh, hold on. I see something. Hold on.
Anyone else smell electrical fire or something? I just got a big old whiff of it.
It's in your husband's brain right now.
That's probably not a good.
No, I literally smelt it when he was talking about the wizard.
Talk about something else. Hold on.
That's not a good
electrical fire? No, because there's a lot of electrical things in here.
I know. I smelt it.
Do we even have a fire extinguisher in the studio?
No,
it got taken.
That went with the meltdown.
Oh shit! So we're all just gonna have to like spit on it.
I didn't even know we had one until
call R. Kelly.
Am I the only one who smells it?
Just pee on it.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I have bad sinuses too.
My sinuses are jacked.
Does anybody have with good sinuses?
I don't smell any burning wire smell.
Dude, I see it on. I see a familiar face.
Shut up, Sean. Shut up, Sean. Come sit down on the couch.
Sean is when you're.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's that.
Dude, that thing was burning hardcore.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched.
I saw the video on Facebook. They were like, "Oh yeah, it's just a small brush fire."
It was. I drove right past it.
The small brush fire. The video was like a quarter of a mile long.
Yeah, I drove right past it. It was right on Van Buren. I was in the middle of that shit. The traffic and the whole thing.
That was pretty gnarly.
Fire trucks.
Yeah. Well, you guys talk. I'm working on some. Okay, there we go.
It was in this like huge property on like the back
side of a hill, right? Bottom side of a hill.
Yeah, but not too far from Aaron's house, actually, from Chef Aaron. It's probably 2 miles, 3 miles away from his house.
I might explain.
All right, hey, Jeff, check Podbean again. It should be up and running. Maybe that's where we were having the problem with. But anyways, the Podbean. Some of my other people that I know were messing with Podbean yesterday. They couldn't get it to work either, but it should be working. All the settings are right. So if it's not working, I don't know what's going on. Anyways, okay, back. So the Wizard story. That's it. That's all I got.
All this came out of watching Hustlers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, because it was at a strip club.
Like yeah.
I mean, like the whole fucking last half an hour of content is all just.
Yeah.
Then you guys arguing and then strip club.
Okay, well, I want to get. Hold on, let me message Chris Machado and Mr. Freaking Nerd News, and let me see if I can get him on. Chris, are you there? Because I'm going to talk about that guy that got kicked off Saturday Night Live for some inappropriate jokes. Apparently, he got hired on by Saturday Night Live, and then they rewound it back. And they killed him. So let me see if I can get on this and get Chris on the phone. Give me a second. You guys say something.
Which I still can't wrap my head around. I have not heard what he said on the podcast. I know they said he made some racially insensitive jokes relative to Asian people.
He's a comedian.
But he's a comedian. And I just don't understand that we're still in that place that comedians have to apologize for shit.
Oh yeah.
Or they're getting chastised.
Well, it depends on who you are, because as you can see, Dave Chappelle didn't give a fuck.
Hey, Chris, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so we got Chris on the line. Chris is he's from FOMOcast. He's got his own podcast called FOMOcast. You can find it on the iTunes and all that kind of stuff. But Chris Machado, your show specializes in entertainment news going around, and especially superhero stuff, Marvel, Disney, all that kind of stuff. But have you been following at all the whole Saturday Night Live thing with Shane Gillis?
It popped off because I think it was a senator or a congressman. Somebody was kind of upset by it, finding out about it, and then basically they just released it was a podcast from like a year ago. The problem is he kind of doubled down and he made kind of the same racist Asian jokes. And basically said, I guess I'm a racist on multiple podcasts. So it was kind of a cut ties thingy. And then I guess at the same time, there have been complaints that they weren't hiring a diverse enough cast. So it was kind of one of those things where it was just kind of the perfect storm where you're not hiring any, diversity people. And then this guy is a white guy making jokes about Asian stuff and actually using a slur. So, I mean, it's kind of, your hands are tied. And then he goes out by saying, I was a Mad TV guy anyways. So he kind of just.
But that's just it, though. Their hands aren't tied. Because there's plenty of comedians that make all kinds of race jokes. Black, white, green, blue, purple, brown.
SNL is pretty much in the middle of all that shit.
The big problem right now is today NBC did announce their new streaming app. So I think they're trying to get all the negative publicity away. While they're announcing all this stuff over the next week, they're going to be announcing, I think today they announced 3 different shows they're rebooting and then the name of their network. So
Saved by the Bell. Kind of Saved by the Bell's coming back.
Won't watch it.
Saved by the Bell, Battlestar Galactica, and then rumored is The Office as well.
Probably will watch that if they have the same actor.
If they have the original cast, I'd watch that shit.
They're not going to.
It's a reboot, so.
Oh, like with all new fucking characters and shit.
Like for the Saved by the Bell, I think they only have so far they have Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley, and supposedly Zach is going to probably make a couple appearances. Mark Paul Gosselaar is only going to be
on some other show.
He's on Mixed-ish. The new show Mixed-ish. Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna be. I'm telling you,
another show
it's gonna be like it's gonna be like Stream Wars in another
On Hulu. What's the name of that show he's on with Hulu?
Mixed-ish.
No. Different show.
Another one?
Yeah, with him running around with like this little black girl who has like superpowers. Is that what it's called? Mixed-ish? That's the name of that show?
No, Mixed-ish is a spinoff of a Blackish.
Yeah. That's the one with Diana Ross's daughter, right?
I believe so,
The
yes.
big curly hair black chick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's on some other show where he has this like 12-year-old girl who has these superpowers. They like embedded something in her blood or some shit.
Yep.
And it's on Hulu. I'll think about it and then post it. Yeah, it was super cool. It was only one season so far, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, because Disney got in there with Hulu, and so Disney has the rights now to all the superhero stuff.
Oh.
So they're going to be doing a bunch of superhero shows on Hulu. So they kind of push everybody else out of there, like Disney does.
I think they calculated it. So at the end of this year, if you have all of the, of course, the fucking dump truck.
The motherfucking dump truck that starts up every time we do the show, right outside the studio.
Yeah, it makes me laugh.
I swear to God.
So I think they calculated the price. So if you have all of the streaming services at the end of this year to be like $91 a month.
The show is called The Passage,
which cracks me up because
that show.
I just go on my box.
I don't have Hulu, so.
Oh yeah, it's like $15.
So I mean, as of right now, I mean, your best bet is to get Hulu because they're going to get the most exclusive content.
Yeah, but the problem with
NBC, CBS, and all of them all have hands in Hulu, and if they're going to like the DC app, they actually are bailing and they're giving all their good shows to HBO. So it's not working for a lot of people right now. So I don't know what's going to happen, especially because Disney Plus, I got in on that 3-year deal, and they're murdering companies.
Yeah, but the problem with that though is it's only Disney Plus. It's only the Disney stuff. It's not the Hulu and the ESPN yet. So
ESPN Plus only has one show I want to watch. The rest of it I've heard it's glitchy, not good, and I can watch Peyton's Place on a bootleg. So
yeah, but you get all the UFC content though.
Yeah, but I mean, I heard it's really glitchy. I'm gonna let the glitches work out, and then I have Hulu I've had Hulu for so long. I only pay like $3 a month,
and it's the Hulu with commercials.
And Jeff, what question did you have, Jeff?
No.
Huh? Oh, I thought you were showing me the mic. I thought you wanted to say something.
I just had my hand.
Oh, you're just waving the mic over there.
There's a big break off though. So you figure if HBO coming out with one. NBC coming out with one. AT&T is releasing one next year.
Is this the death of cable?
I think so. You have
right now. I have Spectrum. AT&T already has one. AT&T was DirecTV Now, but DirecTV got so much bad publicity they just changed it to AT&T now.
Yeah.
But the one that I think everyone should get, if you can't get Disney Plus, you only can get one. I would personally subscribe to the Apple TV one, because that one straight up has the best directors and insane people, and they were going to pay J.J. Abrams something like $500 million to do content.
I subscribe to the box that's hooked up to my TV that gives me free shit.
Don't say that out loud, Tom. That's illegal.
Hey, listen, it's
allegedly.
Hey, listen, I paid for the box.
It's just a streaming service.
But what is? I don't know much about the Apple streaming service that's coming out. What are they offering? I mean, you said they're making some deals with some high end producers to produce some original content.
So basically, what a lot of people don't know is that people like one of the creators behind The Office and Parks and Rec, Michael Schur, he has like a $1 billion contract per year where he just doesn't leave NBC, so he doesn't create any content for anyone else. Well, Apple, they're supposedly going to have talk shows. They're going to have original TV content and original movies, basically similar to what Disney Plus is doing. But the rumor is that it's like everything's like on the next level cinematic kind of stuff. So it's basically going to rival like HBO times 10. So I can't remember who the talk show was, but they do have one talk show lined up already. And then they have as a TV show, I believe, or a movie with Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston. It's supposed to be like their workhorse start of the streaming service.
Well, Apple definitely has the deep enough pockets to make this work, whether they're making money or not initially. So,
and that's why now
which is why Bob Iger, that's why he left the board of Apple, because he's like, they're basically dipping into his pocketbook now. So he left the board, and it's a little bit of animosity there now.
And that kind of ramped up the whole Spider-Man Disney talks again between Sony and Sony and Disney again when he left Disney, when he left Apple. Now it's kind of ramping it up, and now the rumor is that Sony's offering 30% of a 30% profit on
30%, and they can use Venom in a movie. So that was, I think that someone said that the dollar amount, and they wanted to use Venom in the movie, but they weren't allowed to basically use them together because of the dumb whatever legalese stuff that Marvel had in their original contract with Sony. So they're abandoning ship, and they're trying to get Disney back as soon as possible.
That's what I don't understand about these companies. They know they have the potential to make billions of dollars with these movies. Even like Universal. Like Universal owns the rights to the Hulk. That's why Marvel can't do, or Disney can't do a Hulk movie, because Universal owns the rights to it, even though it's Marvel. It's the most bizarre shit that they just won't let it go.
The big one was is they wanted Feige to do it, and Disney's like, his plate's too full. So I think when they got told that, I think it was the whole deal with Sony was they kind of flipped them the bird to be like, screw you guys. You guys don't think we're good enough to use one of your high quality directors. When in reality, this poor dude has to build up the Marvel universe from the ground up again. And he's doing it by himself because James Gunn, once he finishes the next movie he does for them, he's going to DC. So they're losing a lot of these big top people to other stuff. So Feige is going to be the number one dude doing everything, and they can't afford to have him working on one movie alone.
Even the Russo brothers said it was a huge mistake for Spider-Man to move away from Disney.
Yeah, they did that, and then good old Tom Holland unfollowed them on Instagram and Twitter. So it's been pretty interesting. But I mean, in the end, I know they're going to make the deal because Disney will do something on the back end. They'll give them some spot on Hulu or whatever, since they own everything. They can make it something work for Sony where it looks like Disney's winning, but in reality, Sony's getting a little kickback that we don't know about.
And they're making billions of dollars. It's not like they're not making the money.
And is James Gunn going to be doing the Suicide Squad first or Guardians?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is first because he is kind of trying to calm Bautista down, because Bautista is basically in the fuck you mode. And he's like, I don't have to make another movie. Fuck you guys. I can make my own shit and not care about you guys. So he's trying to calm him down. But they released the James Gunn's the brilliant. He released the cast list, and basically it says for Suicide Squad, don't get too attached or something like that, or nobody's safe.
So they're gonna totally go Game of Thrones
murdering people.
I can't wait for that one.
And there's no. The Jared Leto has not been listed yet for the Joker, so I don't know if that's like
he won't be.
I don't think that James Gunn will bring him in.
The sad part is that if you've seen the actual Joker's deleted scenes, he did easily. There was like close to hours of his scenes for that movie.
Yeah,
they literally just cut him down to
8 hours of film they didn't use.
Well, what's the version of Suicide Squad that they're talking about that they want released? They call it something. It's like the Great White Buffalo.
They have a cut where I heard Jared Leto was pretty upset. Like he was legit like, why did I do all this work? Why did I get in the character for you guys to use 40 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of character stuff? And he had done a huge amount. I don't know. It's probably one of the same things as the Batman v Superman cuts that they want out there.
Who's the director? Was it Schneider, right? That's what it was, the Schneider cut. And there's even Kevin Smith came out and said that it does exist. He hasn't seen it, but he knows it exists, and it's supposedly it's like the Suicide Squad the way it was meant to be seen.
Yeah,
and I trust Kevin Smith. I trust Kevin Smith with everything.
I think it's out there. Yeah,
I think the movie itself. I was a big fan of, and I'm a big Jared Leto fan, and I like they just cut his scenes to make it so bad. It was just like.
Really?
It really just sucked because I wanted to see how he would do as a longer version of Joker.
I think that.
Steph, did you see what came out today?
No. What was it? Please enlighten me. I've been at work all day today.
So Kevin Smith and Jay Muse released the Blunt Man and Chronic weed strain.
Shut up.
So they're going to be with their movie. They're going to be selling. You can buy Jay and Silent Bob weed now.
What?
That's funny. Fuck. That's funny.
Welcome to 2019.
Well,
my
he's
friends.
he's a huge pothead.
Welcome, aren't we all?
That's
well,
like his
not all
whole.
of us.
That's like his. That's his
Some
whole.
of us.
That's his whole thing. Is
Okay, maybe
he
it's just
switched
me.
from like booze to pot.
It's the best thing ever,
Dude. He went on Rogan, and you had to see the ashtray when they were all done.
Just Blunt City, huh?
Dude. I don't even know how they. I don't know how the two of them were walking.
All right,
I was done.
All right, Chris. So, what else is going on in nerd news? Is that pretty much wrap it up? All the hot stories in nerd news right now. Is there anything else big going on that I need to know about?
I think the biggest is the NBC calling their network the Peacock, which I think is the dumbest name for a streaming service ever. And then basically, I think the biggest is that one, because I think there's been like 7 days of just every single day a new show is getting rebooted, a new show is getting remade. And I mean, it's I haven't seen a trailer for anything original besides on my podcast we just covered the trailer for Jojo Rabbit. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one where these kids are growing up in like Nazi Germany, right?
And his imaginary friend is Hitler.
Hitler's his imaginary friend.
It's a comedy.
And it got really good reviews.
And they're firing people off at Saturday Night Live for doing an Asian joke.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what's funny is we were talking about it. I don't know how they got away with doing it because they're making light of the Nazis. I guess because there's one point where, Scarlett Johansson's character, they show her hiding a Jewish person. But I was just like, they're literally, they have a guy playing Hitler making jokes about, burning houses down and stuff like that. So I don't know how they got away with it, but it's Taika Waititi. So, I mean, I'm going to watch it 100% because the trailer looks phenomenal. And they got, it's
from the reviews I've read, it's getting really good reviews.
Hey man, if the Jews can make fun of Hitler, I can watch it.
Well, I mean,
I will say
something's going on, right?
They run TV.
You are Jewish, so
yeah, TV. They run TV. They run the media. So if they say it's okay, damn it.
A picture of all the executives for all the media outlets. It's like about 95%.
Oh yeah,
all Jewish.
Okay, let's calm down on the race war shit that we got going on that's brewing here. Okay.
Hey Chris, I gotta ask you, what do you think of?
The last thing I would say though is the saddest news probably that came out, which has been coming for about 10 years, is GameStop is on the way out. So the last relic of gaming is should be shut down here pretty soon.
No, they're rebranding.
They're
rebranding
but in
now.
today's time, because you can buy most games online and download it to your console, right?
What killed them for the most part is they sell warranties, but they pay someone to fix everything that you buy from them. So they're literally making no money when something breaks. And then Amazon, there used to be a deal with GameStop and game companies saying if you buy it through us or pre-order, we give you something exclusive. Now you can buy it on your system or from Amazon and get the same exact exclusives
at a discount.
So there's no point in going down there and dealing with 12-year-olds trying to find the newest Pokemon game.
But no, I read today though that they're rebranding. Like there was a leak online that they're going to remodel all their stores.
But they're shutting down 200 stores. You shut down 200 stores, if anything, that's going to hurt you beyond anything. Yeah. And I know that they have a place in Arizona where they send all of their stuff to get redone and refurbished, and they lose after the whole Xbox debacle when they would get the red ring of death. I think they lost like $4 million 1 year. So. I don't know if they've made money at all because there's no exclusives. You can't get nothing special. All you can do is trade in your old games and trade in phones, and that's pretty much it. So,
and I read that they're gonna set it up with like tables in there where people can do like the table gaming, like with the cards and stuff.
I was gonna say, is it gonna be like Toys R Us,
almost like
where
a
they
Frankenstein's
closed
type
everything
thing?
down?
Yeah.
And now they're only opening up for the holidays.
Well, you know what it is? It's just I think stores in general, the Amazon is just killing everybody.
You don't have to go anywhere. You just order from home and it gets shipped to your house.
One is, you know Wayfair? That app, Wayfair?
Yeah.
Yes.
They opened up a warehouse by us in the middle of nowhere. I drove by today and there's a big old warehouse that has Wayfair on it for just like an Amazon.
I order stuff from them all the time.
You do?
My sister does too.
Yeah, I bought my drone from Wayfair.
Yeah, my sister orders a lot of stuff from Wayfair too.
Huh.
I need to download that.
What's that other one that's always advertising on Facebook? Wish.
They sell some weird
like crack
shit,
pipes and stuff like that.
Yeah, they sell some weird shit.
That's garbage. That's garbage.
Yeah, if you order from Wish, you're
I've
getting
ordered
like
some pretty cool stuff from Wish.
About 90% of it is garbage, though.
That's Chinese
It's like
knockoff of
if
shit.
you're ever gonna buy clothes off of there, make sure that you order it 8 times bigger.
No, I don't order clothes.
No,
and
what
shit
you
like that.
even if you
Just
do, you just read the
electronics.
reviews.
Like not flashcards, but like SD cards and shit like that. Yeah, just like little
little stuff.
Electronics.
Yeah,
little
that kind
gadgets.
of stuff. Yeah. That kind of stuff. I bought a watch from there one time. It was a great fucking watch.
Yeah, little do you know
Was it a
little do you
Movado?
know that you're broadcasting in China now.
Yeah,
every day.
Pretty much. Hey, dude, that's it.
Well,
it was a watch, and it was $1. How can you pass that up?
Hey, Chris, what are your thoughts
Well,
on
did you know,
them
like,
trying to
Wish-
remake The Princess Bride?
No,
That's a
the dumbest
horrible
thing I've
idea.
ever
Leave
heard.
that
It's
shit
a
alone.
horrible idea.
Yeah, half
You're
the
never
people
gonna.
who were in the
It's
show.
the same as them. It's the same as them trying to remake Face Off. You
Oh,
have
that was
characters
stupid.
in there that you can't replace. You can't replicate anything. You know what I mean? You can't replicate anything they've done.
Yeah, I
So
saw
you're
that.
gonna go ahead and try and ruin it.
And we were talking over each other. But the question Jeff asked was, he was asking Chris what he thinks about them attempting to possibly make over the movie A Princess Bride. But A Princess Bride, man, that's one of those movies that you just can't. I mean,
No, you
that's
can't.
it's a Citizen Kane of stupidity. You can't remake it. You know what I mean? You just can't.
Well, and there's no need.
It's-
what's the need?
They're desperate for money. Everyone's desperate for money. They see something that has some sort of niche market. Because I saw something crazy somewhere where somebody mentioned something that happened like in the early 2000s, and there's so many people that are now going out and starting their lives that have no idea about television or anything from before 2000. So they're trying to capitalize on anything that's a certain age that they can make money off of,
Well,
or
yeah,
has
it's
some
easy
sort
for
of
them.
following.
Because there's so many different things that they can try to remake or redo or reboot or whatever the case may be.
Well, there's like a call for it now because of shows like Stranger Things and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
cult
kind of
following shit.
Now I understand Disney's philosophy in remaking these cartoons into action movies now, because they still got that demographic of all these parents with kids that saw these cartoons, are big fans, and they remake it into live action. And I see how it works, but not The Princess Bride, man.
No,
Really, are they gonna remake Wayne's World with some two douchebags from Saturday Night
Well,
Live?
see, like Dark Crystal, I was so excited to see that come out. Like
And it
so
was
much.
awful?
I couldn't even get through 2 episodes.
It's hard, yeah.
I couldn't even get through.
Oh,
The
it's
second
not a
episode.
movie; it's an actual series.
It's a series, yeah.
Yeah,
By
I
the
haven't
second
checked it out.
episode, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to finish this. No, it was a great fucking movie. Like, I watched the movie before I started the show, and I still realize that I enjoy the movie just as much now, maybe more than I did as a kid, because it brings you back to
That time.
being 8 years old and shit like that. But what they tried to do with it, they completely harbor.
It's like
I
the
made
same
it half
thing
the
with
first episode. That was it.
Everything is just all computer generated fucking bullshit now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple puppets, but nothing.
They should have gone back
It's
old school
to the
style with the puppets
to
and
the
done
real
it that
Jim
way.
Henson, Frank Oz, the whole,
In
like,
the
that
comments,
makes sense.
Chef asked, "What if they remake Goonies?"
Negative.
No.
That's another one.
It'll be
They were
shitty.
actually talking about they want to do a sequel.
Now
I'd
that
watch it, but
that
it'd
I'd
be
be
shitty.
okay with.
Like the remakes is the one thing that is just starting to annoy the hell out of me. Like they just saw that they wanted to do something with Tank Girl, Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
But
Yep.
Tank Girl, the original movie is perfect. If they're gonna continue the story, I'm all right with that. But if they're just gonna be doing a remake, I was like,
No, not
Lori
remake.
Petty's Tank Girl was amazing.
Yes, it was.
I mean, well, Face Off alone, when they said they want to do a reboot of Face Off, I'm like, how can you recreate Nicolas Cage playing John Travolta playing Nicolas Cage? You can't. There's literally no person out there who could do that.
yeah, that was a great
Yeah,
movie. Great movie. Great fucking movie.
You think Face Off was that great of a movie?
I did. Well, Gina Gershon
Yes.
was in it too. So
Yeah,
I mean,
she
like,
was.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
It
For what
was a great movie.
it was a good movie.
Like he said, you have Nick Cage playing.
You got a dude
Like the whole
disguised as
thing.
another dude playing the dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
It's another one of my
I mean,
favorite movies.
I thought Face Off was good, but I didn't think it was like phenomenal.
No, dude, it
wasn't-
was a great fucking movie.
Well, they
It was just-
redid. What was the
okay.
other one they did with?
It had never been done before.
with
They took his face off.
with Keanu Reeves and Patrick
Point Break.
Swayze. They redid
Point
that
Break.
movie and it was terrible.
That movie sucked.
The remake was
The
terrible.
remake sucks so
yeah,
bad.
I think I watched it, but it was one of those things. Like I caught 20 or 30 minutes of it. Like, yeah, I can't.
Total
But
Recall.
you also,
they did the
you
same
also got to
thing.
think though with Point Break, how many movies can you watch after that one that are basically the same movie with different titles and different areas? So I think that's the big thing too, is when you try to remake a movie where the concept has been done in different styles and different ways,
Yeah.
you think a reboot's a good idea, then all of a sudden they reboot it and you're like, wait, this is this movie, and then you're basically, you've already seen it. You're like, okay, I get it. It's the same thing over and over.
You know
again.
what? You smack me in the face for saying this, but that's how I feel about fucking Bad Boys. The new Bad Boys 3 that they're
it's
going to
be so good. I think
it's going to be.
I don't know, man. It
fucking
feels like they're
shitty,
playing
dude.
for money.
I think because it's not a remake, it's another sequel.
No, dude, I think it's
the trailers I've seen. I'm just like, I can't wait.
It's they weren't that exciting to me. It looked like they were overdoing it. You know what I mean? These dudes are like 50 years old.
What?
Like Will Smith, he's still in great shape and everything, but Martin.
Well, that's why he's trying to retire.
Yeah, Martin's looking a little aged.
Yeah, so he's like trying to get that last hurrah, that last little bit of cash before he just goes.
What makes these old movies like Goonies, like Princess Bride? And I saw in the comments, would you remake Back to the Future? And that's another movie that I would say no, you can't remake Back to the Future. But what is it about these movies that make it so like important that you can't remake it?
Because you can't recreate
they're original
your childhood.
at the time. So I mean, like I said, there's everything. Movies are cyclical, so you'll start seeing certain movies. You're like, man, this movie feels familiar, and then you'll look at the plot, and I'm like, oh, it's basically the same plot as this movie. Same as all the Star Wars movies. You can line them up.
No.
So that was the first time you watched it, and it's from the 80s or 90s. It's kind of nostalgic, but also
that part
they did it with practical effects and everything. They're practical effects. There's not as much CGI. And mind you, I don't mind CGI in movies that need it, but when it's something that could be easily done with puppetry or with live, stunt people, whatever, I would prefer that over some fake thing blowing up, trying to recreate or make something bigger and better.
And for me, that's how I know with a movie. If I can watch a movie over and over again, it stands the test of time.
But like
that's how I know.
Here's the thing. How many movies that you're like, oh my gosh, that is so great. And then they come out with a remake of it, like legit. And are you ever satisfied with it? No, it always sucks.
Well, Chris, what Disney movies have been remade into live action? What was the first one that came out that was into live action? Jeff, you might know too.
Cinderella.
Cinderella was the first one?
I think was
Cinderella, and then it was Jungle Book. They've done Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Aladdin, and then they're doing the Lady and the Tramp for the Disney Plus.
Yeah, Maleficent, but it was.
But were any of those really that good? Any of those remakes?
I like Maleficent.
Maleficent was good, but it wasn't
really.
It's not a remake.
Yeah.
Aladdin. I thought Aladdin was good, but
I didn't watch it. I haven't watched any of the live action.
It was good.
Okay, so I
didn't see the Jungle Book. I don't think
Jungle Book was good.
I saw Jungle Book. Here's my thing.
I couldn't even get through the first 30 minutes.
I like Cinderella. It was good. My favorite movie, like as a kid, as I remember, was Aladdin and The Lion King. I have still yet to watch The Lion King because I don't know. I just can't get myself to watch it.
I totally agree with you.
I've heard it's fantastic, but I have heard you can't let kids watch it because they're like, this is going to be live action. It's going to be realistic. So I've heard a bunch of stories of people with kids in theaters crying because they thought it was their childhood show, but it's not. It's something more realistic.
They said it was like,
and that's the thing. I don't think I can like get myself to watch it because I think of real animals.
Well, because
little cartoons.
Because they gave them so they made it live action. So obviously it's CGI, but there's no emotional effect to them. So it's like a National Geographic remake of The Lion King.
It's exactly what it is. And actually, Jon Favreau tweeted out this thing like the week after it came out and said, there is one frame in the movie that's from the actual Serengeti. And I want you to try and find it. That's how realistic CGI is. So because it's so far in advanced, they're never going to stop making them. I've heard some the Fox and the Hound, a bunch of different ones that they're already.
Oh, they're going to line them up,
pumping these out.
They're going to line
them up. When I was listening to the FOMO cast and you were talking about Lady and the Tramp, how it's being released on Disney Plus instead in theaters. I totally agreed with you with the fact that if they're not releasing it in theaters, they must have seen something that was bad that they didn't think they were going to make
that's money. That pumps
I think it's probably lesser quality, maybe cheaper to make, but I do know
it's an advertisement.
If someone loves the live action, they're going to get Disney Plus just for that one movie.
Yep.
So
I already got 3 years, so I'm good.
You got it, Jeff. You already subscribed to Disney Plus.
I didn't buy it.
$147.
You didn't after all?
No,
my sister did.
It was like I think they said you were saving like $30 or something like that
for getting early on the Disney
for
Plus.
3 years, like whatever.
I'm not interested in sitting around watching Disney movies.
Instead of $7.99 for the lowest one, it's $4.44.
Well, I mean, Disney owns Miramax.
So like $30 a year.
Disney owns Miramax. They own Pulp Fiction. Is Pulp Fiction going to be on Disney Plus?
No.
Hulu. That's why they became majority owner of Hulu. They're going to start putting Miramax.
They own the same thing. That Blood In, Blood Out is a Disney movie.
Like I get it for I get the Disney Plus thing with like parents who have kids or lots of kids like that. I totally understand because when I'm babysitting my nieces and nephews, I'm trying to find movies for them to find that I'm not tired of watching or whatever. So like that totally makes sense for me.
I'm paying $30 a month right now. $30 a month I'm paying right now for my kid to only watch Disney Junior. That's all he watches. So I'm paying $30 a month just for him to watch Disney Junior. I'll take Disney Plus any day of the week.
Chris, what you're doing is paying $30 a month for a peace of mind. While your kid is watching Disney Junior, he's quiet, he's enjoying himself. Maybe he's dancing around the living room, but he's not causing any trouble. You know what I mean?
He still does, but if it's not on, he's crying and doing the same thing.
Yeah. So like I totally understand. Like I totally get it. But for like Jake and myself, like, I don't know, I'll just go buy the DVD or something. Or
I mean, in reality too, if you know someone, like let's say your sister or brother has kids, you could literally buy them the DVD and take the code for Vudu and just have a Vudu account and you got 2 movies for the price of 1.
Yep.
So it's logical to do that. You know, there's a lot of things, but I do have a feeling the only reason why I signed up for it immediately was obviously they're not telling people, but I guarantee they're going to release it early for anyone that got the early deal because they're a part of the quote unquote founders circle. But I have a feeling that this is going to lead to something else. Something's going to branch off of this. They're going to offer you some sort of deal. They're going to give you something exclusive because Disney's always working with stuff. And what they didn't tell people was ESPN Plus is nothing but a test subject to make Disney Plus perfect. Because literally the reviews for ESPN Plus are garbage. People are canceling everything. They say don't get Disney Plus because ESPN Plus is so bad. But I mean, it's Disney, man. They're going to work it out. I guarantee you. And people in the Netherlands who have it right now said it's the coolest thing ever, and there's hundreds of movies on there.
I posted all the movies that they have.
I just think that this golden era of online streaming, when we first had Netflix going online and streaming, and they had all this cool stuff, and then
I remember when Netflix used to send you DVDs in the mail.
But what I'm saying is this golden era of streaming is past because it's going to split up between too many companies. Every company's coming up with their own streaming platform. Nobody's going to subscribe to all of them.
So what's next?
And well,
you're going to bring back cable again?
No, I think it's going to be a pick your own.
The big problem right now is it's all about negotiation. So if you're a regular network, do you make more money by putting it on your channel, or do you sell it to Netflix? Like the fact that everyone's freaking out, Netflix is losing The Office, Friends, and Parks and Rec, but they're getting Seinfeld the same year, exclusive rights. So it's like they're trading stocks. You're basically going to be sitting there wondering, well, who do I have to jump to if I want to keep watching this show? I personally just started buying them off of Apple TV, so I don't have to worry about it. But it's going to be a gambling thing where basically you're going to have to figure out where your favorite shows are going to go. Like CW has a deal with Netflix, so they get everything the week after the show ends. So it's going to be all about negotiations.
I don't care. Supernatural's leaving, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I watch all those DC shows.
Okay. Well, the thing is then everybody can get all this shit on a Fire Stick that's hacked, and you know what I mean. You don't pay anything. You pay like a one shot for what, $100?
Yep.
California, though, that's they're pushing that to be a federal crime, and they're even trying to get it where if you're using someone else's login for stuff, that it's going to be a federal offense.
Offense. Fucking California, man. I tell you.
Of course it is.
Of course.
Why would it not be? In California, so I guess you can't use my Netflix.
Aren't they trying to change the whole Uber thing out here too?
Yes,
in California.
Yeah, Uber and all those services like
DoorDash
Uber and what's the other
DoorDash,
one? DoorDash,
Lyft.
All those services are leaving California.
They're trying to say that we all have to be employees.
And they get vacation time and benefits and all that kind of stuff.
I like being an independent contractor.
Basically, that's the same thing. This is the same thing that they did the hairstylists and tattoo artists in California.
Yes, exactly.
This is where all this shit began when they passed that law.
Well,
and now that it is passed,
I used to do piecework, and they banned piecework in California. So I went to making a lot of money when I used to do pest control to making nothing because you had to get paid hourly, and then they took your commissions against your pay because you couldn't get paid by what you did.
No, California is doing a fine job of over-regulating everything until businesses are just going to. I guarantee you, Uber and Lyft, if they have to stick to those regulations,
they moved out of what was it, Houston and Texas, because they tried to regulate them.
And now they're going to move out of the whole state of California because it's not going to be worth it for them to do business here.
I read somewhere that each one of them pledged like $16 million or something like that towards changing the laws and regulations in California so that they could stay.
Yep. Basically, that's somebody driving that's somebody in big, in the taxi companies that they're losing money hand over fist.
Oh yeah, since the whole thing began.
Yeah, hell yeah. Because why are you going to spend $70 to take a cab when you can spend $20 and get an Uber?
Well, the cabs in Vegas, they're like, well, that's not a good enough tip. Like, I'm like, wait, what? I can't decide how much of a tip I give you. So I'd rather just deal with Uber and Lyft where you know what you're going to be tipping them instead of dealing with some cab driver. It's just as risky as getting in with them as it is getting in with the ride sharing company.
It was fun while it lasted, but it ain't no fun no more. Wasn't that a song?
Who's going to drive when I'm drunk now?
You're going to get a taxi cab.
You're going to spend more money and get yellow cab.
No, I'm going to give you
pitch in and all you guys can buy one Tesla. So when you go out drinking, you can just drive you home.
No, that shit's illegal in California, isn't it?
What, that self-driving shit?
If they catch you,
self-driving,
hit the windows.
That's illegal too, dude.
This is California.
Can't do shit in California.
I just saw some video the other day too about like two women that were in the car, and one was like leaned back in the seat, but the other one was noticeably passed out. Like she was leaned over the fucking steering wheel.
She was just driving?
Yeah, its shoulders, and the car was just moving.
That's scary.
It was a
I was
video.
driving on the 57, and this lady had no hands on the wheel, had a sleeping mask on. She was like all out.
No way. That's terrifying.
I could not trust my life to a fucking car.
Me either.
Not right now.
I'm sorry.
Hell no.
Not ever.
But they say that a computer driving you home is safer than the rate of error is less than a human driving you home.
I don't care.
Well, the problem is that there's a road or a freeway in Europe where the company is like Tesla. They own the freeway and they put these satellites and all these towers up, so they actually have a map of the road for the cars. And that's the problem is they use data from companies like that saying it's super safe when they actually control all of the factors.
The problem with that is that electronics are very finicky. And if one sensor goes out, there's a problem. And I'm sure there's backup systems and stuff like that. But, dude, I work on cars all day long. Like that's away from here. That's my regular 9 to 5 shit. If I fall asleep
at the wheel, that's my fucking problem.
I would not trust the car.
But hell no.
Well, Teslas. I used to work at a place next to the Tesla plant, and you would see the car lights and doors opening and closing because people were hacking them. So you'd literally be hearing horns honk and doors opening because somebody was hacking into it, just screwing around, having fun.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I believe it.
That's scary.
I don't know. It's the whole thing. I don't know. Call me a fucking crazy guy, but it all leans back to the whole government control thing because
well, supposedly they're gonna have. Aren't they gonna have like Pizza Hut, like self-driving cars and stuff?
Domino's,
and Uber already has self-driving cars in Vegas.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know, man.
The last time
I
we
might
were
try
there,
it in Vegas. Like if I'm on a strip, because you're only going like 15, 20 miles an hour. If you bash into somebody, they'll pay you some
well, and then you're going to get paid anyway.
Yeah.
When we were there the last time, our thing popped up saying will you take a self-driving vehicle? And we said yes, but somehow it got rerouted and we ended up not taking it.
We applied this on a waiver too, so if something happens, they're not liable.
That might be true.
Probably.
As well. That would be smart for them.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, all right. Well, anyways, that was Chris Machado. Chris Machado is from the FOMOcast. That's FOMOCAST podcast. FOMOcast. FOMOcast podcast. You can find it on any podcasting site. Are you guys on Podbean? I think you're on Podbean, right?
I don't know. I've subscribed to so many different things, but we're soon going to be on Twitch.
You're soon going to be on Twitch. Okay.
Fun.
Yeah. So then that's Chris from FOMOcast, and he has all the nerd news. Definitely check out his show, like and subscribe. They're on YouTube, soon to be on Twitch, all the podcasting apps, and then that's FOMOcast. FOMO, fear of missing out, FOMOcast. And that was Chris on the phone with us today. Thanks for coming on, Chris, and talking to us about Disney Plus and what else did we talk about? Oh, the guy from Saturday Night Live and stuff. All right, Chris, thank you very much. Thanks for chiming in there and giving us a little rundown. Okay, well, Steph.
Yes, sir.
I got in the news about a Florida man. Okay,
Florida.
I like Florida.
Florida never disappoints.
Florida
I
never
like
disappoints.
Florida. I would never move there, but I'd love to visit Florida.
Well,
Never a dull moment.
What's the most extreme fetish that you are aware of? Like, if you had to name an extreme fetish, what would you name?
Yeesh. I don't know. It's a very big world out there, and I don't judge.
Well, a Florida man met another guy on an Eunuch.
That
eunuch. Okay,
eunuch.
that's it.
What's
Who
that?
said that? Who's the English major? Okay,
eunuch.
eunuch.
What is that?
A eunuch fetish site. Now, who in here knows what a eunuch is?
A eunuch is a person who.
Let's let Shanna.
Sure.
Let's let Shanna explain what a eunuch is. Hold on, because it's a eunuch fetish site.
What is that,
A
Shannon?
eunuch is a man that has lost his wiener
Oh, like Game
Voluntarily.
of Thrones.
voluntarily
Voluntarily.
I think it's his testicles. He's like he's been fixed.
Wait.
huevos. Yeah,
But
his-
you said
Wait.
voluntarily?
voluntarily,
Usually in history.
or it could be
In history.
Wait.
We're talking the
Is it
base
his-
part of the word, like where it
His
came
testicles.
from.
Okay,
Yeah,
his
his
balls,
testicles.
not his wiener.
right. No, he still got
Okay.
his dick, but some of them have mutilated their penises as well.
Yes.
Well, there was a Florida man, and he was arrested because what happened was he met another guy on a eunuch fetish site, and he castrated the buddy that he met on the site.
Oh.
The 74-year-old man was arrested Monday and charged with second-degree felony of practicing medicine without a license, resulting in bodily injury.
Cut off his penis.
Yeah, well, what they're calling it is a Florida man has been arrested for allegedly performing a botched castration surgery on another man.
Yikes.
So he met a man through a fetish website,
Cut his pee-pee off.
invited him back to his house,
Yes.
where he then convinced him, "You should let me cut your penis off."
Yes.
Was it his penis or his nuts?
Well,
It's his
castrated.
balls. Castration is your balls.
I think it's either or, isn't it? Castration is it specific to testicles? I don't know. I mean,
Well,
Okay.
I'm not going to Google it right now. But somebody should.
it says there what he did.
Mike Rose says it's just balls.
Well, what happened was
I believe
somebody
Mike Rowe.
somebody called 911 and hung up the phone.
Oh,
And so the police just showed up to see what was going on.
Oh, well, that's an interesting
And according
call.
to an arrest report provided to BuzzFeed News, sheriff's deputies arrived at the guy's name is Van Ryswick's house in Central Florida just before midnight on Sunday while responding to a 911 hang-up call. And the officer said these are pretty routine, and deputies respond to many of them per shift. The sheriff's office said in a Facebook post, but most of them don't make the cut when it comes to being memorable. However, this one does.
I see what they
Memorable.
did there. The cut.
They make the cut. According to the arrest report, Van Ryswick told the deputies he had just removed the testicles of a man he met on a website for those that have a fetish for castration.
okay. So his balls.
So it was voluntary then, right?
Well,
the guy came to his house.
Was
in
it?
Van Ryswick's guest bedrooms, deputies found the 53-year-old man from the Tampa area holding a bloody towel on his groin. His testicles were in a jar by the side of the bed.
Oh.
Another section of the house was set up as a makeshift surgical room, complete with medical equipment and a camera to record the procedure.
I just clenched my vagina and I don't even have balls.
Call me weird.
I actually think that this might be the top of bad.
Listen, let me tell you something. Call me odd. Call me odd when I say this, okay? And this is just my own personal belief. If you meet a man on a website that is specific to the fetish related to eunuchs,
Yep.
and he invites you to his house,
You pretty much know what you're going for.
you have a good idea that
You're gonna lose something.
I mean, come on, dude. Like he showed up. Why? Like, what are you gonna? What's left? What's left? What's
sounds
left?
so bad though.
I don't know. Come over and I'll chop your balls off, please.
That just sounds so bad.
In my spare bedroom.
Yeah, my makeshift surgical room.
It's horrible. But
Yeah,
it was a
that's-
choice he made.
He made the choice. Yeah.
Dude.
But imagine. But you know what? Fuck those two guys. Imagine the deputies that rolled in there.
While he's holding his non-balls
Why he's holding
in
this
the fucking jar next to him.
This happened right here. I
These
got
are my
'em.
testicles,
These
officer.
are my balls.
I think I changed my mind and I probably want them back. So
I mean, what kind of
to the hospital?
How do you build up your way in the fetish market that you're like, okay, now I'm to the point that I want to get my balls removed?
It takes all types to make the world go round.
Can you have an orgasm with your balls cut off? Do you just blow powdered milk? What happens?
I think you can. I think there's no liquid involved, but yeah, I think you could probably still get the sensation.
So your dick basically gets a smoker's cough. It's just like,
yeah.
But what I don't understand is how do you wake up? You wake up on a day and you go, you know what?
Today's the day.
Today's the day I'm gonna get my balls cut off.
Hey man, everybody's got their.
Oh, and we got Shut Up Sean in the studio now. Shut Up Sean, why don't you come over here and sit on the couch next to, or just sit right between Shanna and Nate. You'll fit there. You got a little skinny little ass.
Snuggle up.
Come on, get over here, Sean. Get over here, Sean. I mean, you're into some weird shit. I know you've been into some weird shit, but would you ever consider? No, you got to come over here where we can get you on camera. Over here, over here, over here.
They want to make a Sean sandwich.
Yeah. Now, Sean.
He looks so uncomfortable.
Sean, have you ever been? Is that microphone on, Sean? I don't think it's on. But anyways, what is your craziest fetish? Let's talk to the microphone. This is a radio show. Now that microphone's not on. I don't know what you guys get. Take that one from Nate, right beside you.
On.
Oh, it worked. No, it was on.
I like nail beds.
What?
Like beds, like beds of nails that you lay on?
Hold on,
like fingernail beds.
Wait a minute, what?
Really? Even my dog's
your
freaking
fetish
out.
is nail beds?
What the hell is a nail bed?
This is your nail bed.
Hold on, explain.
It's like a pain thing.
Sean, get on the mic and explain to me what you're talking about. What do you mean your fetish is nail beds?
Like
your nail bed.
Like the nail beds, like on a woman's feet, or like on her hands, like how they're shaped.
Nail beds.
Oh, yeah,
these are your nail beds.
You just like the
this
look
is your
of
nail
them.
bed. This is your nail bed.
You are
in like the base of your nail. That little. The bed of your fingernail.
Well, what is a nail bed that turns you on? Like, who's got a sexy nail bed?
Well, if you find a woman's foot that actually has her pinky toe where the nail bed is like up and facing. Most of like the natural woman's feet will off the side. Yeah. You find one that's like up.
Sean knows.
It's just kind of rare. They usually have really flat feet and they really usually have no arch, and it's kind of unusual.
So they gotta be
flat-footed woman.
I'm saying I'm not saying yeah.
So they
actually, my ex-wife was like that. It's really steep because it took away a lot of things like we couldn't do. We couldn't go jogging, or we couldn't do certain activities because we were flat-footed. You know?
So they got to be like perfect. You don't like mangled nail beds. You like them to be like manicured.
Nice feet are nice, you know.
And what do you do with a nice foot, Sean?
Well, I'm not obsessed with it. I don't go all crazy with it. You know what I mean? Rub it. That's all. It always goes like their feet when you rub it.
You rub it with your penis, or what do you rub it with? Well, I'm trying to ask. I asked him what kind of sexual fetish he has, and he said nail beds. I mean, that was not something I was expecting.
Hi, how you doing? It's been nice to see you guys too. It's been a long time.
It's been a while since we've seen Sean.
I know, Sean. What have you been up to these days?
How you been, buddy?
Been an intense couple of weeks. Been intense. Had some family problems, some issues. There was actually a murder amongst friends that I have, and it has been really intense. I don't really want to get much more into that, but
yeah, I don't think you should talk about that.
It's pretty intense.
I can imagine.
So nail beds. So like when you're dating a girl, you just go and just rub on her.
You just check them out.
No, I don't get. I just like to look at them. I don't get obsessed with them or do anything with them, or there's no fetish.
Okay, see, maybe there was some miscommunication then, because what they're talking about is a fetish, something that. Is like really your thing.
Weird.
Like, you're like.
If a girl had a bad nail bed, would that be a turn off for you? Shut up, Sean.
One's not kept up. Yeah, it is.
Really? So a girl could be drop dead gorgeous from top to bottom, right? But she's wearing
half on, half on, and half off toenail polish.
But she's wearing mule shoes. Okay. So you get
half on, half
you
off.
get this girl home, right? And you reveal her feet, and you realize that her nail polish is half on, half off. What is that? Well, how does that make you feel, Sean? I want to get Dr. Phil with you for a second.
Like, what if she wasn't wearing open-toed shoes? So she was wearing her cowboy boots and
And you get it home.
Not happening.
And you got snaggle tooth. I mean snaggle
toes.
Like, is that a deal breaker right then and there, Sean?
No. My ex-wife used to call her Chief Walking Hands. She had really bad feet.
Walking hands.
Chief Walking Hands.
That's funny. Take that, SNL.
What if she's a great girl? Do you just constantly take her to the nail salon?
Yeah, I do it myself, my girl.
You perform pedicures.
Yeah.
Really?
fuck
Who
that
knew?
Look at Rachel. Rachel
Hold
over
on.
there is like, what the fuck?
And like when you perform a pedicure,
Tom looked pretty nervous.
No, I don't
right
do
now.
next. I'm trying to learn how to cut hair, just so I can cut my wife's hair. You know.
really?
Yeah, not to do other people or make money off it, but just so I can just cut my wife's hair really good. You know.
Dude, you
Oh,
should
that
bring
takes
back
some
the
years.
Floby.
Yeah. Well, so you will give a woman a ped, and you think you're good at giving a woman a pedicure.
I'll pull it off.
Have you ever met a chick with fixer-upper feet, and you prepped her into something nice that you could actually get into?
Can we bring the bill in this conversation?
The who?
This topic.
Okay. All right.
I'm tapping out my foot. It's tapping out.
Yeah. Well, Sean showed up at the club on what was that? Saturday night?
Yeah.
Saturday night, and he texts me and he says, "Hey, he's all, I got you a what was it called?
I had a filet mignon. I had some steak left over from the night
Before that. You said that you were bringing me a gavel.
A gavel, yeah, bring a gavel.
Like Judge Jake?
He brought me a gavel.
No
they
shit.
wouldn't let him in the club with the gavel. He had to leave it outside because apparently the gavel is a weapon.
Of course it is.
Where's the gavel now?
It's in my truck. It's in my truck. I meant to bring it, but it's in my truck. I didn't put it in my car.
Judge Jake.
Yeah. So Sean shows
Bad
up at about
message.
1:30 with a gavel.
Is that how you're going to
Good
keep
gift,
order
though.
on the show? You're going to stop banging that shit? When
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
we
was
start talking
something.
how to turn?
Not
It was. And what is the story behind that gavel that you picked up for me?
My dad used to know a judge. And
So it's a real gavel.
Yeah, they were friends. Yeah. I have a couple of them. I got when he died, we went through, helped him. What do they call it when you sell the house? The
estate sale?
Auction.
Yeah, estate sale, the auction. Yeah, we were there to do it. So I got all of his judge memorabilia. I thought it was kind of cool.
Now Sean was also asking me. He has an idea that he wants this new comedy piece that he's working on, and he wanted to ask you if you'd be interested in getting involved for a photo shoot that he
Who are
wants to
you
do.
looking at? Me?
I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at Steph.
Sure the fuck ain't looking at
I was
me.
like, wait, what?
Now,
Photo
Sean,
shoot?
can you explain to Missy what is that photo shoot plan that you want to do?
What I was doing is I was asking Jake for permission to ask you. I want to get a photo. I'm trying to get 3 females on my motorcycle, and I'm gonna just get them up on 2 wheels, just like from here, like to where the TV is. Not very far. Just I just need to get my feet up on the peg. I'm trying to have 3 females on the bike at one time.
Why?
Like you want it?
Yeah, to pick it up and just like ride it. Just
I'm not trying to die.
and I found 2 other females that are like the same size as you, and it would be doable. To put all 3 of them on the bike. But it's kind of outlandish request.
Yeah,
I paid $200 a person to do it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, listen.
Maybe.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
$200
For $200, I'm your guy, dude.
Am I
I'll
worth
jump on that
$200?
shit for $200.
Maybe.
From here to the TV? Meh.
Yeah, that's only a
That's
little.
not that far.
It wouldn't go fast. I just need to pick the bike up and just get my foot on the peg. And just kind of be like,
I don't want to be the girl in the back. Unless there's a
Not the-
sissy bar.
No, you want to be the one who's
maybe
right
it's
behind
inappropriate.
Sean.
Maybe it's inappropriate. I'm
Because
not
if you
trying
go
to be
back, you got 2 other bitches you're following
Yeah,
on top
I
of.
don't
For
think
sure.
I don't think it's inappropriate.
Less damage.
Yeah.
It's like
Makes
danger.
sense.
Like when I'm drunk, I ask my friend Cassie to carry me, and she always falls. And you know who breaks my fall? Cassie. She eats shit and I don't. It's always her
Win in my
face.
book.
It's always her face in the
For
pavement, not
$200?
mine.
So we're gonna have
Well,
like danger Missy.
It'd be done on the grass in the park. So it wouldn't be done in the street.
Oh, so even if
You're more
fell-
likely to dump the bike in the grass than you are on the pavement.
That part.
No.
Yeah.
The traction on the
No.
bike.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are. Yeah, you are.
It would have to be
So, Sean, have
concrete.
you been working on any comedy lately, or you've just been out of the game for a few?
My
for a month?
psychiatrist went and hired a psychiatrist because of me. That's pretty bad.
Your psychiatrist went and hired a psychiatrist because of you.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That is actually not out of the ordinary for a
A
psychiatrist.
I
to
said-
hire another
psychiatrist.
psychiatrist
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
person they're dealing.
I see it in the movies all the time.
Well, Sean. What were you talking about with your psychiatrist that was so outlandish that she needed to get therapy after she met with you?
My foot fetish.
Okay,
There we go. Half nail, half
half on, half off.
polish, half no polish.
All right. So, well, I got another news story. There was a 92-year-old woman, Steph, 92-year-old woman, and she was kicked out of her church. And can you imagine what she was kicked out for?
Hit me.
Nudity.
Was it Florida?
No, I want to say it was Georgia.
Florida opens up a
Bainbridge,
whole
Georgia.
new world
Nudity?
of choices.
Well,
In church?
Well, she was
Maybe
kicked out of church.
Took your clothes off in church?
92?
Hold on, you guys are jumping to conclusions that don't exist. A 92-year-old woman is no longer allowed to worship at the church where she was a member for 50 years
Aw.
because She wasn't tithing.
She ain't pay that money.
Oh,
son.
She wasn't what?
She wasn't tithing.
She wasn't
Pay
tithing.
that money,
What the
kid.
hell's that?
Tithing
Now,
means you're
money.
not giving your 10%.
To
Oh
the church.
shit!
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that don't know what tithing was part of the Old Testament law where people that were religious that went to the synagogue or whatever were required by God to give 10% of their income to the church.
You didn't know that's what it's
I didn't
called?
know. I didn't know
It's
that.
called
I didn't know
tithing.
that. That's what the set. What the.
That's what it's
I'll
called.
never
By
forget
definition.
it. It was on the envelope.
Yeah.
Tithe. But you know, the thing is, and I don't want to get into a deep religious discussion, but the tithing was part of the Old Testament law. Now, there was animal
Churches still do it.
but animal sacrifice was part of the Old Testament law. There was a lot of things that went with the Old Testament law. But the thing is when the New Testament came to be, when Jesus died on the cross, and then you didn't have to go through a priest. There's supposed to be an open relationship between you and Jesus, God.
Straight to the top.
Those Old Testament laws were taken and kicked out of the way. Now, what the New Testament doesn't talk about tithing at all.
Which New Testament?
The New Testament of the Bible, starting with
which
Matthew,
one?
Mark, Luke, and John.
Pick one.
Well,
It's like
I'm
10,
talking
12
about
different versions of.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that in the New Testament,
It's not in
you
there.
were supposed to be, instead of having
No
these
tithing.
these hardcore laws of tithing. Well, it didn't get you out of giving,
Okay.
because it then it changed it, instead of like a flat 10% to the church.
Give
It
What you
changed it to,
can.
no, it didn't change it that. It said give what the Spirit tells you to give.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if Rachel's over there and she's homeless and she needs a new pair of shoes, and God, I feel that the Spirit is telling me to buy her a new pair of shoes, that is part of what in the Old Testament would be considered a tithe. And it could be above and beyond 10%. It could be everything you
Okay.
have. It could
In
be
other
give away
words, I
everything
don't
you
have
have.
to give the church anything. I can just
Well,
provide stuff for
I'm
homeless
just saying
people.
that
Not if you're
feel
in
much better
Bainbridge,
doing
Georgia.
the flat rule of 10% was part of the Old Testament law.
Okay.
But it's probably a good rule of thumb if you're supporting a religious ministry. But but that is one
Otherwise, how you gonna pay
that
for
is
the
one
church?
Old Testament law that still gets preached in the modern church like crazy, which I think is crazy, because if you're going to preach tithing of 10%, you need to preach Nathan when he's on Pornhub. He has to bring a sheep into the slaughter to sacrifice for his spanking sin.
Oh, so if you pay 10%, you should also like slaughter animals.
Because that's part of the same group of laws, the Old Testament laws that were done away with in
Why
the New
can't you
Testament.
just pick the Old Testament laws that you like and not the ones that you do?
Because the Old Testament laws were done away with in the New Testament.
You can still pay 10% and not fucking kill goats.
All right, so what?
Well,
if,
yes.
But all right, so what if she doesn't want to give money? She just goes
What
gets
if
a
she
whole
has
bunch
no
of
money?
squirrels and brings the squirrels. Is that?
Well, I'm
was that
saying is
tithing?
whoever the pastor is of this church is obviously a fucking asshole that kicked her out for a 92-year-old woman. And then when you want to get into that for the
He's
the reality
probably
of that,
from Righteous Gemstones.
the thing is, hold on. He probably is. Great TV show, Righteous Gemstones. But let's break this down, because if you're going by the Old Testament law where this old lady is required to pay 10%, there was requirements that were specifically put on the church. That 10% was supposed to go to the church to feed the hungry, feed the homeless, feed the widows, feed the, and I guarantee you this lady, 92 years old, she's probably a widow. So if anything, she should be collecting a check from the church from other people's tithes
Instead of paying.
So this, to me, it just seems like this.
Can we
pastor
go
is a
protest
fucking
for
asshole.
her?
Church is a hustle. We all know that.
All right, well, you got to hustle. I mean, it's all about the donations that come into the church, so you got to hustle.
Did
right?
I see?
They say they're hustling for the Lord, but
Did I just see Tekashi 6ix9ine? Dude, he was snitching like a motherfucker today.
why is anybody surprised about that?
You know what they're gonna do? They're
Didn't
gonna
his
let
bodyguard
him.
just get 15 years. We talked about that, right?
They're gonna let him out.
Rat,
He's not
dude.
gonna get nothing.
Rat. If you're gonna be in that kind of situation, rule number 1: do not rat.
Okay, but even if he gets away with nothing, the people on the streets are gonna get him.
How do you hide that?
You
How do
can't.
They're gonna milk him for all this
He looks like a
information.
leprechaun.
They're gonna milk him for all this information. Gonna throw him to the wolves, and he's gonna be dead of some mysterious.
They already took
circumstance.
his money. They don't give a fuck about him anymore.
Yeah. Well, then somebody just came out. I think 50 Cent just came out this week and said that he thinks that Tekashi 6ix9ine can get back into the rap game. I don't even know how that's humanly possible.
I
No
believe he
way.
was just
No
joking.
way. No way.
I hope he was just
cannot
joking.
perform after he's ratting all these people out. He can't go anywhere and perform publicly.
He has
because
no
if they're
street
gonna-
cred whatsoever. He tries to perform, someone's going to shoot him.
Or rob him.
What does that say?
I don't think he'll make it on stage.
It's just a meme that they put
Oh.
up on the screen saying that Tekashi ratting out a bunch of people.
21 is British. Juicy lied. Tristan is cheating again. Here's
That's
another R.
Kardashian.
Kelly sex tape.
Kraft buys hookers.
Now free me, stupid.
Yeah, he can never get into the music game again
No.
because if he ever does a ticketed event, he's already pissed off enough people. They will be there and they will take care of him.
Man, let me
Well, I
tell
guess
you,
this already hit. I think this already hit
the
on his
streets
life.
don't fuck around.
What was it? The Bloods that already called for a hit on him. If you see Tekashi, just take him out. It was the Bloods, right?
He already has a hit out.
But they said that he was on the stand today, like straight snitching
I'm not
on
surprised at all.
everybody.
I'm not surprised.
He's like
at
that
all.
tough guy from 48 Hours that's just saying, he did it.
But
he
here's
did
the
it,
thing.
he
Tell you,
did
dude,
it."
you
but-
can't be a gangster if you have rainbow hair and rainbow teeth.
That part. And so here's the thing with him not snitching. I get it. It's the number one street rule. You don't snitch. But do you really think he would have survived in jail?
No.
I don't
They're
think.
gonna eat
I
him
think it
alive.
was a lose.
He would've had a butt
situation
baby.
for him.
I'd take my chance snitching if I was him. I'm not gonna lie.
If I
If
had
I
that
was
much
him-
money, I'd buy freaking every good.
You don't
lawyer
have the
in
money no
world.
more, though. You don't have the money no
You
more.
have the great sense to never
No,
be
he
involved.
had the money. He
in
fired
any
a lot of people.
craziness
He was
like
still
that.
worth a
You're
lot of
also
money.
talking to a white man.
But he should have gotten a
Privilege.
good lawyer and just kept his mouth shut. No one would have killed him.
He wouldn't have to
He
snitch.
wouldn't
I
have
agree
to
with you.
do it.
They would just be like, "Oh, he's white. Let him go."
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Sorry, Tom.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. He's on. He's
Yeah.
on the chopping block. He's definitely going to be on the chopping block. But Tom, what's the worst thing that you've ever done to get out of a family function?
What's the worst thing I've ever
The
done?
worst excuse that you've ever came up with?
Probably just faking being sick. I guess that's
Faking
usually,
being sick.
Yeah, that's usually a pretty good one. They get you out of something.
Steph, do you ever fake an illness or anything to get out of a family event?
No, I just leave.
You just leave. You do the Irish
You show
goodbye.
up
We
and
do it
then you
different.
leave.
Yeah, I do. I show up. I give the family love. I bring some beers and some food. But when I'm ready to go, I gotta go.
Well, earlier this week there was a Pomona. Pomona police were reporting that
P-Town.
that a 22-year-old man arrested in his Sylmar home on Saturday, and the suspicion was of him making a false threat about the Los Angeles County Fair, and he
that
was saying
kid.
he was going to shoot it up. He's
Oh.
22 years old, and he did this to avoid making a trip to the fair with his parents.
They arrested him for that, right?
Oh, you bet they did.
Yep.
You bet they did.
Was it like a bomb threat, or he said he was going to bring guns, or what? In
Let's
this
see.
climate, it's not safe. Did that hit?
So
Really?
he didn't want to go to the LA County Fair with his parents, so he threatened to shoot it up.
Well, my wife used to work entrances, and they do major searches, like the bushes right before the entrance. That you would go in there, they would find knives and a bunch of different paraphernalia.
Oh, I
in
believe
there.
it. Yeah, because you have to walk through the metal,
metal
detectors
detectors,
now.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, the police say that though he is 22 years old, he felt that it was appropriate to send this threat, and we believe it was with the intent that it would spark some chaos and commotion. It would be captured by the media, and then he could use that as an excuse to his parents not to go to the fair. That's what the Pomona PD is saying.
His parents were making him go to the fair. He's
Pomona
22 years
PD,
old.
yeah, Pomona PD also said it's kind of a crazy thing, but that's what we have learned.
Is there a picture of this guy? Can we please do some research and show me a picture?
Seriously.
I don't
wanna
think we
see-
have a picture of him.
There's got to
Um,
be. He's 22. He's an adult. I'm sure it's somewhere on the internet.
But he was arrested for making, on suspicion of making false threats and booked into the Pomona City Jail. Police said bail was set at $20,000.
Oh, they
Fair
took him to-
officials said they would increase security Sunday out of an abundance of caution.
And then they're
that
gonna
was
they'll
this last
make
Sunday.
them and they'll make they'll make them pay.
Well, what do you think should happen to these guys that phone in and make these threats? Because I believe the initial threat was that he was going to do a mass shooting.
First off, he's fucking 22 years old.
That's
and
old
he's-
enough.
What?
That's old enough to
That's
know
old
not
enough.
to do that.
No,
Old enough to know better.
abso-freaking-lutely. But the fact that he didn't want to go with his parents, that was his excuse.
Yeah, I'm
Seriously?
I'm gonna call it
rather
a
than
fake
just
shooting.
being like, I don't want to go.
Now, for those
I'm
of
not
you,
going.
for
Sorry,
those,
Dad. I got diarrhea.
for those
I
of you
can't
that
make
are
it today.
exactly for those of you who are listening that are not familiar with the LA County Fair, the LA County Fair is the biggest county fair in the United States.
Yes.
It's a huge event. It attracts over 1 million people every year. I don't know what the exact numbers
I
are,
think
but
it's more than that.
But the physical size of this fair, it's like setting up Disneyland in the middle of Pomona at the Fairplex. It's a huge event. It's the biggest, like I said, it's the biggest fair in the United States. So for somebody like this, Tom, that phones in a fake threat, how should that be treated?
I think they should do some time, and I think they should have to reimburse whatever the cost was
to up the security.
And that's what top the security.
And that's what Pomona PD is going after.
To
is
investigate.
they're going after the fees for the investigation.
It's always about the money.
But don't you think it should be more than just repaying the fees for the investigation?
Besides jail time?
Fuck jail time. We need to take it back to medieval times, where if you did dumb shit like that, they just fucking chopped your noggin off, and the next guy knew better than to make that same mistake because he was in the town square when he saw the last guy that shit happened to get his fucking noggin chopped off. You
have to purchase seriously.
Completely fucking disappeared. Nobody's afraid anymore. If you go to jail, what do? They just take care of you. You get dinner, you get breakfast, you get lunch. You probably get fucked from time to time, but that's the shit that you put up with when you make fucking stupid decisions.
Well, they were talking about what's her name, Felicity Huffman. So she got 14 days. And they said the jail she's going to has cappuccino and bottled water.
Let me tell you, she's going to a federal facility.
If I ever get in trouble, that's where I'm going.
14 days in jail.
No,
she's not.
Even if
she'll be there for like 6 days, and then they'll put up fucking.
I'll tell you what I think we need to do with this kid that phoned in this bomb threat or shooting threat to the LA County Fair. I think we should send him back to the earlier story that we were talking back to Mr. Rob, the 70-year-old castrationist,
Florida man,
and turn him into a eunuch.
Yeah. Is that him?
Is that him?
Oh, stop it.
Chop his balls off?
Stop it.
So we got a picture up on the screen, and they're showing the kid, the 22-year-old that phoned in this threat.
Dude, it's the remake of Face Off. That's it right there.
He's got a weird look to him. He's got a weird look to him.
Come on, man.
How about you just say, I don't want to go, and I'm not going.
Get in trouble with your parents. How is he stupid? How did he think he wasn't going to get caught?
But he's 22.
He sent an email. He sent an email. It was an email.
But see, you have to do something with this guy because what if it is a real criminal that was intending this, and he sends an email, does the exact same scenario, and then afterwards he says, well, I was just doing that because I didn't want to go on a family trip to the.
What if somebody actually got shot during the time that happened? Guess what he'd be facing right now? Murder charges.
Yeah.
Well,
among the other shit that he has going on.
Yep.
Not a smart choice.
Oh, not a smart choice. Kids are stupid. But he's not a kid. He's 22. The kid.
He's a kid.
22?
He's still a kid.
22?
How many smart decisions were you making at 22 years
old?
old?
This can't be real.
I wasn't calling the Pomona Fair. And
no. I'm not saying you were that stupid.
Hey, so David, go online and look up for school shooting hoodies.
What?
They're hoodies, and they have bullet holes in them. And somebody's
selling those right now.
This kid is modeling one that says Sandy Hook. And it's got bullet holes.
I believe it.
Oh, there it is right here. Yeah,
what?
Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I gotta get my glasses off.
Is this real shit? Oh, look at this Columbine. This is real shit.
This is real life.
And somebody's making money off this.
But who wants to wear that?
Sandy Hook. That's crazy.
One said Virginia Tech, Columbine,
Sandy Hook. And what is that one? Virginia the baby blue one?
Oh, that's the most recent one.
That was the most recent one.
And they got bullet holes in them.
Why?
So somebody is actually trying to peddle these hoodies that have these school names on them that are the school names of schools where there were schools with mass shootings, and they're selling these, and basically it's a hoodie with bullet holes in it.
Let me tell you, as shitty morally as that is, whoever's making these fucking shits are probably killing the game.
Maybe.
Morally fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
Morally.
Brick Owens.
Brick Owens on Instagram.
Brick Owens.
I don't know.
I bet you they're cutting
they're
fuck
trying
ton
to
of slack from it though.
They're trying to make it like cool.
Columbine. No, I think it's like supposed to be an edgy thing.
It's like an edgy thing, yeah.
Well, it could be like a protest sweatshirt.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, I could definitely see that in the protesting realm.
It would make way more
Dude,
sense.
with the whole one, it kind of irritates the shit out of me because my good friend Keith lost his niece or nephew in that shooting.
Which one? Which school?
Sandy Hook, the little
Sandy
kid.
Hook.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's what they'll argue. They'll argue that this is I
mean, you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do in the United States with tasteless stuff like
to
this.
gun violence.
I don't think I can support a company like that. And the people that are buying these sweatshirts, they're complete assholes.
In 20 years, there'll be holidays.
You think so? Mass shooting holiday? We're gonna have one.
How it happens.
I'm surprised they don't have. That they've never put something together for that with some of the big ones that have happened.
Oh yeah, it just takes a little bit of time, but it happens.
I saw this right before the show
and
started.
this I just noticed this right now because this story came out today, and so I'm not too up on the details. But a former Los Angeles church leader was recently accused of stealing over $11 million from a church in order to purchase a home, as well as a membership for Disneyland's exclusive and expensive Club 33.
Did he take it from the tithing money from that 92-year-old?
Well, I don't know, but KTLA, which is a local Los Angeles Channel 5 news, reports that Charles Thomas Sebesta, a 50-year-old former leader of Fifth Church of Christ, scientist in Los Angeles, was arrested on Monday, August 26th, on a federal indictment alleging he made false payments from the church's bank account and siphoned off proceeds from the 2008 sale of the church's Hollywood Boulevard flagship location. Currently, Sebesta faces 6 counts of wire fraud, 5 counts of bank fraud, and 2 counts of aggravated identity theft. In a nutshell, Sebesta reportedly forged checks and used his position on a board chairman at Fifth Church of Christ Scientist to steal over $11 million over the course of a decade. And it seems as though he was quite the Disney fan, or at least he was a fan of getting into the exclusive Disney eatery, since he used some of the stolen dollars
over 10 years
to purchase a membership to Club 33, the historic, expensive, and exclusive club at Disneyland Park that has been around for almost as long as Disneyland has.
Here's my thing, though. How do you do it that long and nobody notices?
$11 million. $11 million.
That's a lot of money, man. I just don't get it how you pull that off for that long.
I want to see this guy's face.
Is that him? Is that him?
Is that him? I don't know. We're looking for his face right now, but
we should only post the guy that's really him.
But apparently, before this, he was spending time at Club 33. And for those of you who don't know what Club 33 is, Club 33 is an exclusive members-only club in the Disneyland parks at the Disneyland resorts.
Exclusive? That's a fucking, what is it like?
Did they give his
25 grand the original deposit?
That's just like
10 grand a year
initiation.
after that?
Yeah, and you have to be recommended by some people to even get in there. So it's a very exclusive club. It's a club that's so exclusive at Disneyland that I've heard rumors that J-Lo was there one day trying to get into Club 33, and she could not get in because she didn't know a current member to bring her up there. And her just asking Disney to let her up there was not going to fly. Yeah,
sorry, J-Lo.
Yep.
We don't care how
J-Lo
fat your ass is.
Yeah. So apparently, a guy embezzled $11 million to buy a Club 33 membership and a home.
He was stealing $1.1 million a year.
$1.1 million a year. That's exactly
over
right.
10 years.
Yep.
How much time is he going to do?
And now he's gonna go to jail with Felicity Huffman.
Yeah.
Drinking, he's gonna be drinking cappuccinos and bottled water for 10
bowling
years.
and fucking watching.
He'll get some pretty good time. That's a lot of money, and it's federal, so they'll jam him up.
I don't think he will.
And you got to do whatever you get on that. If they'll,
is he a white dude?
Because they'll charge him federally. You got to do 85%.
Now, what's going to happen is he's going to start snitching on the other folks who were involved with the whole program, and they're going to start lowering them fucking charges.
Yeah, for $11 million, I can't imagine he probably operated.
Yeah, he'd do 2 years.
Oh no, he'll get more than that.
Did you hear about? Did you guys read that article of Yolanda demanding for a new trial?
That's Selena's killer, right?
Yeah.
Is she crazy?
Killer
I mean,
Selena.
clearly she's crazy, but I mean that is some
for parole in 6 years, 2025. I hope.
Because what did she get? Did she get?
She got. I think she got 25 to life.
So what is that in California?
20 years.
Well, it says right here.
Parole up to 25.
20 years.
25.
25 years.
Yolanda Saldivar is the person that was found guilty of killing the Hispanic music. What kind of music was Selena? I mean, everybody knows
Tex-Mex.
Yeah, whatever. But Yolanda was she's serving a life sentence in prison for the 1995 murder of singer Selena. Although she is eligible for parole in 2025. RadarOnline.com can exclusively reveal she wants out from behind bars now by demanding a new trial.
Based on what?
I don't know. In court papers obtained from the United States District Court's Waco Division, Saldivar, which is Yolanda, who is incarcerated in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Correctional Institution Division at Mountain View Unit, filed a second writ of habeas corpus on March 28th, 2019. She's claiming that the prosecutor, Carlos Valdez, had and has held evidence that would have gotten her off. So she's saying that it was kind of almost a mistrial by the prosecutor.
That's the same thing that happened to the Central Park 5 dudes.
Yeah, but what would the evidence have been? She killed her.
She claims that nowhere in the state's exhibit index were a pair of white high-top Reebok tennis shoes and or a black baseball cap introduced as evidence to the jury, which she alleged were worn by the Grammy-winning songstress, not her. So I guess what she's saying is there were some clothing items, some shoes,
they lied about
and a hat that they said were hers, but they weren't hers. They were Selena's, and that's probably how they tied in the DNA, blood evidence, etc., to get her convicted. And she's saying those items weren't hers, and that it was false, and she wants a retrial.
Good luck with that.
What if she didn't do it, Tom?
Fuck that puta.
What if she didn't do it though? What if she was framed? It happens all the time. Why would they frame her though?
Well, she was stealing money.
She were wasn't there a witness inside the room? It wasn't just them two in the room.
I don't know.
Selena came out to the lobby and said, "My president of my fan club just shot me." Before she died.
Well, I think you're right. Well, I'll tell you what. It's time to. Anything else we got going on, Tom? Is there anything else that we need to talk about specifically?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I'll tell you what. I think it's time to wrap this up because
it's really been 2 hours.
Yes,
well, it's been an hour and 47 minutes. Close enough.
That's close enough to me.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What do we have going on, Tom? Anything? Anything going on next show?
When do we have the paranormal guys coming on? Are they coming on soon?
October.
We do have them coming on, not too far off. Another paranormal. That's going to be on our Halloween show that we have coming up.
Oh, we got to give a special shout out to Pete's Pickle Juice.
Oh, hold on, and let's talk about this real quick. While Nate's still sitting here as he's falling asleep. So Nate, you're not going to be here next week, are you? Because you were doing what?
Scaring people?
Well, I may not be here next week. Shanna and I are currently working at the 17th door.
What is the 17th door?
So the 17th door is oh shit. I guess
yeah, that's you. No, you're fine. No, you're fine. Please relax. Leave your balls in the air.
I guess I better look fucking presentable. The 17th door is a haunted attraction in Fullerton. It's going to be mine and Shanna's second year working.
And what do you? So you were a monster at this high-end haunted
scare
house,
actor,
right?
yeah.
Scare actor. Okay, I want to get it politically correct. And what is your responsibilities as a scare actor at the 17th door?
Last year I played. I personally played a couple different roles. I was a guard in the shooting range. I was a general in the shooting range. And I was also a guard at the.
Now, the 17th door is one of the scariest.
What is so special about the 17th door?
So the 17th door is a very interactive haunt
When
experience.
you mean interact?
Yeah, they could touch you, right?
We can. It's not.
What's to be expected?
See, that's where I go wrong right there.
Well, it's so. Yes, we can touch, but it's not. It's not supposed to be like our main form,
of course,
of scare.
Too much liability with that.
There's all of the rooms are interactive in one way or another. So the guests.
What are they to expect, or is that like a secret?
Well, we haven't really.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't say so.
Yeah, we're not really giving out all of the details yet because the haunt doesn't officially open until Friday.
What about last year? Talk about last year.
Talk about last year.
Something that's already happened. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Last year there was like I said, the shooting range that I worked in. The shooting range was pretty intense. There was basically you were getting pelted with Nerf balls the size of paintballs.
Oh, okay.
And
now, 17th door has because you have to sign a waiver before you go in there, don't you?
That's correct.
That is correct. And you guys have a high rate of people that do not make it all the way through the maze.
That's also correct. Yeah, there's a safety word.
Like what was the safety word last year?
Safety word's always the same. It's mercy.
Mercy.
So
and do a lot of people not make it through the whole experience?
God, I think last year we had over 1,000 mercies.
Yeah.
2,000, something like that.
And each room gets progressively kind of more difficult, correct?
Not necessarily. No, it's not like a progression thing, but each room carries a story. So
it's like a theme.
Exactly. So last year it was the theme was Crybaby. And the haunt has always followed a character named Paula. And last year, it was Paula's journey through prison, basically.
Paula went to prison.
And don't they get like things like get bugs involved in this? And
there
like,
are insects. There is water.
Is there electrical shock or anything like that?
There is rooms where you can get shocked. There also is.
When you say like bugs, like you mean like live bugs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like cockroaches and stuff?
Dubai roaches.
You
They're
lost me
different.
Like a lot or like one?
No. Well, it depends.
You lost me at bugs.
Like, do they like throw them at you? Do they place them on you?
This sounds like just a huge fucking fetish place.
Do you get your testicles chopped off?
No, you do not, thankfully.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
If you like bugs, they bring
I
bugs.
went
If you
in,
like to get shocked or
I
tied up,
went
you
in
can
2 years ago.
go on Tuesdays.
Yeah, Jeff, you went in
as a
2 years
guest,
ago?
and it was I worked haunts for about 6-7 years, so it takes a lot for me to get scared in one of these places. The 17th door is one that was an amazing ride from beginning to end. If you're going in there, just be ready to be. It's a great adventure.
Now, do people buy tickets there at the door? Do they have to make reservations in advance? How does it work?
Both. 17thdoor.com is probably going to be your best place to buy tickets right now because they have all pre-sale tickets. We also have a virtual experience, virtual reality room beforehand, before the maze. So that's
And how long does this go? Does this go to like a week after Halloween or what?
We start, opening night is this Friday, and we go until November 2nd. But go to the 17th door either on Facebook or on our website, and you can find the calendar with all the
And this is in
dates.
Fullerton, Southern California, Orange
And
County.
if you go from beginning to end, how long's the experience?
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes.
Just enough for a heart attack.
Yeah,
40 minutes of
pure
being
torture.
fucking terrified.
Of pure torture, yeah.
Shanna doesn't
Say
have a
that
mic.
again? I can't hear you.
If you get the virtual,
Shannon's been trying to tell the story the whole time.
She always is, and she doesn't have a mic. She never does.
if you get the virtual experience, it throws on another 10 minutes, so almost an hour.
So
if you
an
get
hour event. Okay.
I like the idea of the virtual.
Miss, are you going
Yeah,
to do
that's
the
gonna make it
Miss? Are
way
you going to
worse,
do the
so you have
17th floor?
shit touching you.
Absolutely negative.
But you can do Not Scary Farm.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever
different.
they call it,
That's nothing.
because there's no bugs or what? What's
Yeah.
different about it?
And nobody
just-
touches you.
No one's allowed to touch me.
Okay.
It's a lot better. About the year I went, I got slapped in the face with a pig's heart. So they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't.
because I'd be pissed about that.
Shine that.
Yeah, we don't. The haunt no longer does anything like that. There was one year where they had a barber chair set up, and if you sat in the barber chair, you were going to get your hair cut.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we don't. Nothing like that anymore. It's just
you were like that.
I have a friend who went a few years ago, and she was in a room with rats. Remember?
They hold you down and cut your hair like that. But that year, like when you say you will, like,
well, no, it was more a voluntary thing. But if you sat down in the chair, you were guaranteed to get a haircut.
well, then obviously you knew ahead of time if you sat in the chair it was going down.
Correct.
Okay.
How about you, you crazy Dutch bastard?
Exactly.
That part.
But yeah, no, it's actually a lot of fun working. But I also go through the maze myself.
Have you tapped out?
No. I don't feel like I could work the maze if I can't go through the maze.
Okay. See, I just can't even do scary movies. Like the other day, Jake's like, "Oh, we should watch It," and then It Too, and I looked at him like, "Are you crazy?"
Tom, do you have any questions for Nate?
There are other animals. Like, do you have sex with other animals, or is it just dogs?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a very good question, Tom.
Is there a Tinder for dogs?
Tinder for dogs.
I mean,
I think you are the first person I've ever talked to in my life that openly admitted to fucking an animal.
No, I don't remember having that conversation, Tom.
Calm down. Calm down.
Calm down.
Calm down.
That is the best
That's my baby.
freaking gift ever in the world. That is so hilarious.
Yeah.
COCK.
Oh yeah.
Cock.
Jake has found his soundboard.
Yeah.
I can't believe Coach Dave really said that.
What's the weirdest thing that goes on there?
We're having homo sex.
that Coach Dave?
That's Coach Dave.
He likes to chime in about this stuff.
So Coach Dave did it last year, and this is what he had to say about it.
6 against 1, baby. 6 against 1, and I wasn't begging for help. 6 of them were lined up to come and eat me alive. And let her rip.
Yeah.
Damn, Coach Dave must have gotten the VIP experience.
Dave, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm pretty sure all those happened at the strip club.
They don't know how to handle a guy who is cock.
I don't know.
Cocksure.
Does that make sense? Coach Dave at the strip club?
So, Jake, before we go, did you say a special thank you to our sponsor for tonight, Pete's Pickle Juice?
Oh, Pete's Pickle Juice. Yeah, Pete's Pickle Juice. But even though one of Pete's competitors hit me up earlier this week, after the show last week we were talking about Pete's Pickle Juice a lot, a competitor at Pete's Pickle Juice, Slow and Low, hit me up, and they said they're going to send some stuff over, but I haven't seen it yet. So until that arrives, it's
How do you feel? How do you feel about possibly,
Tom,
giving up
like,
Pete's Pickle Juice?
I
How
don't
do
want
you feel about parting with them? Like
Well,
we've been with Pete's for a very long time.
About 2 years. But if they send over some free merchandise and something, and then I'll tell you what, I will acknowledge Slow and Low at least until the free merchandise runs out. Then they'll be back to Pete's.
Hey, we have priorities on this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we're having a little problem with Pete because Pete's been in one of those religious gay camps where they try to
pray the gay
away. And so Pete's been a little sidetracked. He hasn't been returning my calls. So Slow and Low might slip in there.
I will tell you though,
Pete's
I'd
at
love
gay
to
camp.
see Pete's Pickle Juice make it into the stores.
I would too. I would.
That would be.
Me
I think that would be
too.
really cool to see Pete's Pickle Juice make it in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, it would. But anyways, I think we've pretty much wrapped it up for tonight. I think there's nothing else we need to cover. We can go, right? We've done enough. We've covered enough topics that nobody cares about, right? Disney Plus.
I'm sorry, everyone cares about Selena.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, this has been
Just
Jake from
saying.
Radio Underland. Subscribe, like, follow. You can watch the show live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You can listen live on Podbean. You can listen to the podcast later on any podcasting app. It's radio. It's 2 words, Radio Underland. Other than that, it's time to go. We will see you next Tuesday. This has been Jake, Steph, Tom, and Missy, and the whole Radio Underland crew from Jeff and Nate and Shanna, and who else is back there? David. Shut Up Sean, stop by. And I'll tell you what, we will see you later. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Night,
See you
everyone.
next week.
I still remember the day when I was scared to touch you. I was in my bed dreaming, planning how to say I love you. You must have known that I had been sleeping up this way. That's when